KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh, W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
37 with overcast skies at 10 o'clock. I'm Paul Rasmussen. Drivers beware of widespread water ponding on roadways after 1 1/4 to 2 1/4 inches of rain since last night. This is National Weather Service meteorologist Colton Milcarrick.
Be careful if you see any water over roadways. Just take your time, especially running water. What we always say is turn around, don't drown, because you never know how deep that water is.
A flood warning is in effect for another 30 minutes this morning in Greene County and southwestern Washington County. There is also a flood advisory for the Ohio River in Pittsburgh from this morning through Saturday night. Working well into the night, the U.S. Senate passed a bill to fund much of the Department of Homeland Security. CBS's Michael Toscano has more.
And it took until after 2 a.m., but with senators facing the reality they were not going to pass the entire DHS budget, they passed the parts both sides agreed on, including money for TSA and its officers and other parts, including the Coast Guard, by unanimous consent. Left out is money for ICE, where Democrats are holding out for changes in operating procedures, and parts of Customs and Border Protection. The House still needs to act before any money can flow.
And the House is expected to consider the bill today. It could end the 42-day shutdown that has jammed the airports and disrupted travel and imposed financial hardship on TSA workers. Israel has launched a new wave of strikes and says its attacks on Iran will escalate and expand. That threat today comes after President Donald Trump gave Tehran more time to open the Strait of Hormuz. Iran, meantime, fired new rounds of missiles at Israel and its Gulf Arab neighbors, damaging 2 ports in Kuwait. With fuel prices rising again, some Pennsylvania lawmakers want to hit pause on the state's gas tax. News Radio KDK's Tamira Rush has that.
Gas prices are nearing $4 a gallon in western Pennsylvania, while diesel costs are nearly $2 higher. Lawmakers from both parties say temporarily suspending the state's fuel taxes, among the highest in the country, could ease pressure on drivers and businesses. Proposals range from a 60-day pause to a 6-month tax holiday, though the move could also impact funding used to maintain roads, bridges, and state police. Lawmakers return to session next month when the proposals could move forward. Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
A Beaver County man was sentenced to prison after pleading guilty to charges in a fatal DUI crash. Police say Israel Cooch was driving 84 miles per hour in a 25 zone, ran a red light at an intersection in Beaver Falls and hit a car, killing 2 people inside and injuring a pedestrian. The 46-year-old Aliquippa resident will serve 14 to 36 years in state prison. A Westmoreland County man arrested Thursday is accused of breaking into a Northside church here in Pittsburgh. Police were called to St. Boniface on East Street around 3 p.m. after a person cleaning the church discovered broken glass in an open entrance door. A K-9 officer was sent inside and found the man on a couch in the hallway. Monsignor Larry DiNardo talked with KDKA TV.
You never know whether people maybe had other difficulties or whatever they may have had in their lives, but who knows? You never can tell.
Ahmet Zaimoglu is facing burglary, trespassing, and vandalism charges. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 423 points at 45,537. The Nasdaq is down 268 points, and the S&P is down 57. KDKA Sports, the Bucks and Pens are off today. The Pirates will resume their series with the Mets tomorrow at 4:15, and tomorrow evening, the Pens host Dallas at 5 p.m. The news is brought to you by P.J. Fitzpatrick. 45 years of experience and thousands of 5-star reviews. Trust PJ.com. KDKA Radio News Time, 10:04. Time to call One Health Benefits at 724-799-8873. Dina Schmid and Michael Coleman have a health insurance plan that can save you thousands. 37 and overcast in Pittsburgh. AAA traffic and the AccuWeather forecast next.
This is Greg Trzynski of the Original Mattress Factory. One of our guiding principles is to provide great beds at a great value. Our goal is to prove this to our customers every single day. We believe in producing quality mattresses in our factory and selling them directly to you, eliminating the middleman markup. You can rest easy knowing that you're getting a hand-built mattress at a real value. Stop by a location near you. We're confident that you'll be able to see and feel the OMF difference for yourself. Learn more at originalmattress.com.
When you're at a restaurant, do you let someone who doesn't know you order your food? Why should it be any different when buying a mattress? At the Original Mattress Factory, we believe that choosing a mattress should be a personal experience. That's why our knowledgeable sales associates take the time to understand your needs and preferences to help you find the mattress that's right for you. With our wide range of different feels, you're sure to find one that fits your needs. So don't let someone else tell you what you want. Decide for yourself at the Original Mattress Factory.
Hi, Paul Alexander here to let you know the KDKA has planned a fabulous 5-day Arizona getaway this September, and it's filling up fast. My wife, Shelley, and I want you to join us for an unforgettable trip based in beautiful Flagstaff, a relaxed mountain town that makes the perfect home base. From there, we'll explore the incredible red rocks of Sedona, travel by rail to the breathtaking Grand Canyon, a bucket list spot that everyone needs to see at least once. And then we'll take in the stunning scenery around Lake Powell with its deep blue water and wide open views. It's the perfect mix of sightseeing, natural beauty, and plenty of time to just enjoy where we are. And September is truly the sweet spot. Comfortable weather, no summer crowds, and everything planned for you. No guessing, no stress. Just show up and enjoy Arizona. Space is limited. Seats are disappearing quickly. Visit travelwithkdk.com or call 800-383-3131. Again, travelwithkdk.com or call 800-383-3131. Can't wait to see you there.
From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA traffic powered by Bowser. Wow, this is big. She's here in person. I love you here in person.
Oh, thank you.
Ellen, what's up, sister?
What's up, Marty? The rush hour is still hanging on with some claws here on the Parkway West inbound. Just very slow go traffic. It had been easing off. It was only at the Banksville on-ramp before the Fort Pitt tunnels, but now all of a sudden, no accident in your way, but lots of heavy traffic backing you right around the top of Green Tree Hill there. So heads up. Heads up on 51 northbound. You have very heavy traffic approaching the intersection with Route 88, and then it moves well the rest of the way up toward the backside of the Liberty tunnels. Parkway East inbound approaching the Squirrel Hill tunnels is slow go for you at Edgewood Swissvale. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Breezy and much colder for the rest of today, with clouds breaking for some late-day sun, the high 47. Becoming mainly clear tonight, brisk and cold, low 25. Tomorrow, more sun than cloud, breezy and quite chilly, high 44. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
A trial is 99% preparation, and nobody prepares better than us. Get the good guys, Goodrich and Geist.
He's live, he's local, he's Marty Griffin. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
What's up? So I'm reading this out of Chicago. These teens took over Chicago, 8 of them arrested. This takeover crap, and it is crap. It annoys the hell out of me. The notion that we've decided as a culture that this is cool, bedlam, mayhem, felons, ruining downtowns, and the plan is for it to happen here. And the prep is going on right now. And we're lucky to have Pittsburgh Police Chief Jason Lando on the phone. Good morning, Chief. How are you, sir?
Hey, good morning, Marty. I'm good. How are you?
It's a hell of a thing to have to try to manage, considering it's happening all over the country, sir, isn't it?
Yeah, as soon as we were made aware of this a few days ago, one of our crime analysts or intel analysts brought it to our attention. We immediately began, planning. We just want to be prepared, and we've been having these discussions all week, and I am confident that we are prepared.
So I had the public safety director on yesterday, and he says that you have talked with him about this and the mayor, that it goes beyond this possible takeover today, that you have to address what has been described, in essence, as a teen crime wave of sorts downtown. It's important, isn't it, sir?
Yeah, I mean, we obviously, we have a job to do as the police. We're also working with a number of our, government and community partners to address this concern. I think, the most important thing is we want people to feel safe when they're downtown. That's really important. Before I came back, we created a downtown public safety center, and there's officers out there every day specifically assigned to downtown They do a heck of a job, but whenever we are made aware of a potentially larger scale event, we want to make sure that we bring in adequate resources, to address whatever problems might occur.
Chief Lando joining us. He's busy as hell, and I appreciate him popping on here. Hey, man, so I get a couple texts from cops who say that they're very frustrated with what's happening in the city right now with their contract and staffing. And as part of that, here's what I get. Most of the police details for downtown this afternoon went unfilled. Cops are getting fed up. That never happens. Is that accurate, sir?
I can't speak to that. You asked me to come on today and talk about plans for tonight. So I just, I'm teaching at the police academy right now, and we're on a 10-minute break. I'm trying to help you out, but I don't have all those details with me.
No, but that would be frustrating if you have call-offs, if men don't want to work, considering you're expecting this mayhem, sir.
Yeah, but we're not counting on that. We are counting on officers that we know are working. We've already planned to shift resources downtown for this afternoon and for tonight to address this potential, issue that we may or may not see come to fruition. I mean, we saw some posters circulating online, and we want to be prepared for it. So, we're not relying on like off-duty details for this. These are actually officers that are on duty that we're shifting from other areas around the city to make sure that we have an adequate presence downtown tonight.
Hey, Chief, it takes more than the police department to manage this, doesn't it, sir? It takes a lot of partners, including the schools and the businesses, does it not, sir?
100%. It's all about the partnerships. A lot of times, police, because we are the most visible, I think a lot of people think that we are the ones that need to solve all of the world's problems. And, we're limited in what we can do. And certainly responding to and trying to prevent criminal activity is definitely in our wheelhouse. But we can't prevent young people from coming downtown. What we need are our outreach teams and our community partners to be having these conversations behind the scenes. And to provide other activities and opportunities for the young people. So coming downtown to just hang out isn't their most viable option for them. And so it is absolutely a team effort. And the other thing I want to say is we do have meetings on a regular basis with all of these community partners who want to step up and do their part. So, please don't think that I'm disparaging anyone. There are a lot of people at the table having these conversations right now.
Hey, Chief, attendance for the Kappa School and other schools downtown is down today. A couple of the big businesses have told folks to stay away. Should they, sir? Should they? And again, Marty, that is a very personal decision for those businesses. All I can speak to is that, we are doing our due diligence to make sure that we have more than enough officers downtown to be, a visible presence so people feel safe, but also plenty of officers to respond should something happen. And I can tell you that we've been working, having these discussions all week to make sure that we have those adequate resources down there starting this afternoon and through the late night tonight. Before you go, sir, right now, kids are fighting downtown right now, and your cops are right now in the middle of breaking it up, right now at 5th and Wood. It's a constant, chronic issue. It has to be addressed because your cops get there in seconds. But the problem is how it gets started, sir, and addressing the big picture much more than did the cops arrive on time, isn't it, sir?
100%, and that's why it goes back to that team concept where we say, hey, we know what we need to do as law enforcement, but we have our outreach teams. Our outreach teams help us. How can we get the schools to assist? Does the Port Authority play a role in some of this as it relates to buses? And again, I'm not saying that with any absolute any organization should be doing this or that, but we need everyone to come to the table to have these conversations because that's the only way we solve the problem is by doing it together.
Chief, appreciate you stepping up, sir. Thank you.
Absolutely. I got to run back to class, but thanks, Marty. Have a good day.
Love him. Right. From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Ellen, what's up?
What's up, Marty? We do have some delays left over from the morning commute on the Friday morning ride, and it's fluctuating on the Parkway West. It had eased off for just a smidge, and now we're back with some delays most of the way down the front side of Green Tree Hill from the top to the tunnels. Parkway East on the inbound commute is sluggish for you right around Edgewood, Swissvale. Want to hop over to the construction file and let you know that a project kicked off this morning on East Pittsburgh McKeesport Boulevard. This is beneath Route 30, and it'll mean a single-lane restriction northbound around the clock through late April. So one lane will remain open northbound at all times during that work. No southbound restrictions will happen at this time in that stretch of Route 30 and East Pittsburgh McKeesport Boulevard through North Versailles Township. But be warned and leave extra travel time. With AAA Traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Listen to the Marty Griffin Show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Pump up the volume. Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-909-9696. 800-909-9696.
I have serious problems with my voice. Cancer-related stuff. I end up with probably the best speech therapist, surgeon, doctor in the world at UPMC. Spent 2 days with them. Different breathing, different medications. And you probably noticed my voice has been better than ever for the last 2 weeks. My point is, when you get engaged with UPMC, they make sure you're okay. Life-saving, life-changing information. UPMC. Love it.
This report brought to you by USPS Ground Advantage.
Pump up the volume. Business moves fast. Pump up the volume. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
Join Rob Pratt every Sunday at 11 a.m. for Black and Gold Sunday, presented by Coons Market, your hometown Pittsburgh grocer. Rob keeps you posted on Pittsburgh sports with 2 hours of exciting talk. That's Black and Gold Sunday, 11 to 1, presented each week by Coons Market.
Hear about it, then talk about it. 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
I got to be honest about this. Pittsburgh Public School was way ahead of the game on this. They sent this, actually we captured this, what was it, Trevor, 3 days ago. So they've been on this. They don't want people to say they don't care. Listen to what they sent out a couple days ago. Listen.
Message regarding student safety. We are aware of recent incidents involving youth gatherings downtown, as well as information circulating about a planned downtown takeover event this Friday. Please note that this event is not sanctioned, not supervised, and poses a serious safety concern for our students. We urge all families to discourage their children from attending.
I admire and respect the superintendent of Pittsburgh Public Schools, and to that end, I think we need to hear from him, and I'm going to book him once a month. Whenever the hell he wants, it's important, and he starts Tuesday, and I love it, and I appreciate him doing it and taking it on. He was very happy to do it. This is endemic in school systems across America, and it's frightening and it's sad. Actually, the Police Superintendent Sheldon Williams came right at it yesterday and said this is a cultural issue and it needs to stop. And he's taking heat for it, but he'll take heat for being honest. It's already happened in cities around the country. just happened in Chicago. They had to arrest 8 kids, tons of damage. Now there's a curfew. To which I would say, is this as good as it gets? Well, listen, this just happened downtown. So, yeah, this is as good as it gets downtown. And it's not acceptable. Listen, just happened.
Cycle 4, go ahead. I'm out with a fight, 5th Avenue, Wood Street. Copy. Do you need any additional units? 46, that unit. Where are you at? 5th and Wood. All right, I'm there. Copy. This is going to be code 4.
That was a live fight happening at 5th and Wood. That happens every damn day. You know how I know this? One of my boys. Scanner Mike Fisher. Part of the daily routine, isn't it, sir?
Good morning, Marty. Yeah, downtown's a little bit feisty usually, and hopefully this takeover does not exist.
How many times a day do you hear fights and illegal, and I'm counting CVS robberies, activities downtown involving teens, sir? How many, roughly, a day, sir?
Oh, over a dozen.
Wow.
According to the police-owned data, the downtown area currently is the hottest spot in the city for petty crimes such as fighting, stealing, just items like that.
I saw the crime popped by 50% downtown, the crimes you're talking about, yes?
Yeah.
Not surprised at all, are you?
Not particularly. I mean, it's just sort of what we've been doing. The past trend the past couple of years is that downtown is getting more feisty as time goes on, and we'll see what this administration does to combat it.
For some reason, it's become the gathering point to raise hell for teens. Yes, sir?
Marty, I would say yes. I'd also suggest that this always has been the gathering point. I know that's a major hub to transfer kids at city schools and other areas. It's always been that way. 25 years ago when I went to high school, that was the gathering point.
But not this bad, sir.
Oh, no.
Not even close.
Not as bad as it was. I mean, there's always high school kids, always up to something, but this is just very common now.
Keep me in the loop, brother. You're the best.
Glad to be here.
Amazing. Right now. Happening downtown right now. Just sent me this right now.
Cycle 4, go ahead. I'm out with a fight, 5th Avenue, Wood Street. Copy. Do you need any additional units? 46, that unit. Where are you at? 5th and Wood. All right, I'm there. Copy. This is going to be code 4.
So you're on your way to work. You tell the boss, I'm going to pop out and grab a coffee. And there's a bunch of teens beating the hell out of each other right in front of the office. Folks, 5th and Wood, right at the heart of downtown Pittsburgh. Every single friggin' day. It's ignorant. Go ahead, Bill. Thanks for your patience.
Hey, Marty. These kids, most of them come from, great society neighborhoods. There's no father in the house. But they're not coming from Mount Lebanon because, these kids, they don't have any guidance. That's the problem. A friend of mine, his daughter, her friend, was a teacher in the city of Pittsburgh about a half a dozen years ago. She's been a teacher for 5 years. She still had not had a request for a parent-teacher conference in 5 years. There's no father around. When you were a kid, you got in trouble. You were scared when you went home, right?
Yes, sir.
You were more scared going home because the police would just drop you off. Here's what you did. They knew it was taken care of. These kids don't have anybody at home. That's a shame. And I don't know how we change it.
I don't either.
The genie's out of the bottle.
It is. It is. And it's scary and it's sad. And it makes me sick. And it troubles me. We end up with lost generations. From my insiders that are teachers, our attendance is low today. We are wondering how many kids are going downtown for this takeover. This is from another teacher. This is from another teacher, PPS. 8th graders are talking about it. I told them to stay out of it. I talked to a couple parents, and they're taking their kids out of the Kappa school downtown to keep them away from anything. So what you end up with is the bad kids fighting and the good kids with good parents staying home because the environment sucks. It's one of my issues with the fantastic teachers that I know in Pittsburgh Public Schools. It's one of my issues with the superintendent. You have magnificent teachers. You have magnificent students. But you have this group, 5%ers, criminals, felons. All they want to do is kick some ass. And every single day they come to school on that mission. And today the plan is just to organize and do that downtown. And we're living in a culture and society that doesn't know how to manage it. So you take the magnificent students and ruin them. You take the magnificent teachers and ruin them. And you're left with scumbags who leave school to come downtown Pittsburgh and break what they can, laugh, pepper spray cops at each other, and run away knowing one thing. If they are arrested, they will be brought to a substation, and mommy and daddy or mom or dad will be called, and they will be sent home with no charges filed. How do I know this? Sunday night, they took over downtown, pepper spraying each other and pepper spraying cops. Every single kid in custody was sent home with mommy and daddy. Not one single arrest.
Brian Schlaba here from the Home Buyers of Pittsburgh. Born and raised right here. Since 2015, we've helped over 1,000 Pittsburgh homeowners sell their houses quickly and without the stress. No repairs, cleanouts, inspections, or appraisals. We give fast and fair cash offers, buy your home as is, and you choose the closing day. Visit homebuyersoftpittsburgh.com or call 412-500-9057. That's 412-500-9057.
Pittsburgh's local trusted homebuyer since 2015.
It's another marvelous month of March and some great savings at Coons Market. Isn't that right, Frank Dentisi?
Right, Rob. In our meat department, Amish Country Farm brand spiral cut hams are $2.49 a pound. In the produce department, extra large golden ripe pineapples, 2 for $6. In the deli, available every Friday, Coons batter dipped fish sandwiches, $11.99 each. An additional savings this week, selected varieties of Stone Ridge Creamery ice cream, 48-ounce containers, 2 for $7.
At Coons Market.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois.
Hey, I'm Sam.
And I'm Calvin.
With Cousins Roofing, Siding, and Decks. You ever wait way too long for a haircut and finally get one and think, why didn't I do that months ago?
Oh, yeah. Suddenly you're walking taller, smiling bigger, and feeling like a new person.
That's exactly what it feels like when you finally replace that old roof or deck. You don't realize how bad it looked or how much better it could be until it's done.
And when it is, your whole house feels fresh again.
Give your home that clean-cut confidence with a new deck, roof, or siding project.
Call the Cousins.
Call the Cousins. From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
37 with overcast skies at 10:30. I'm Paul Rasmussen. Flyers circulating on social media are calling on youth to take part in a downtown takeover. The time and location is unclear, but the so-called takeover comes less than a week after a brawl at Market Square. Police Chief Jason Lando told KDKA's Marty Griffin there may or may not be a takeover, but they do want to be prepared.
We're not relying on off-duty details for this. These are actually officers that are on duty that we're shifting from other areas around the city to make sure that we have an adequate presence downtown tonight.
Chief Lando said planning for policing downtown started as soon as the department became aware of the possible takeover. Lando said they've been having discussions all week, and he's confident the Bureau of Police is prepared. There's new information concerning an arrest in a downtown parking garage. Agents with the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives were looking for a 22-year-old Pittsburgh woman. Sean Porter is one of 3 people accused of committing a series of crimes in December and January, including a carjacking and kidnapping. The U.S. Attorney says Porter, Armani Burton of Greensburg, and Lawrence Struthers Jr. of West Mifflin have been indicted on federal charges. The Pennsylvania Innocence Project says thousands of people will be affected by a state Supreme Court ruling this week. News Radio KDKA's Paul Alexander has more.
The court has struck down mandatory life sentences for felony murder. Neelam Sanvi, the legal director of Pennsylvania Innocence Project, says people that didn't commit the violent act or didn't have the intent to kill will no longer be given a mandatory life sentence. She says the legislature must now create a process to handle resentencing.
We're very hopeful that this will eventually be held to apply to everyone in this situation so that anyone convicted of felony murder in Pennsylvania can have the individualized sentencing that the court has said is required.
Sanvi says this ruling had the support of the governor, former prosecutors, and even victims' families. Paul Alexander, News Radio, KDKA.
On Wall Street, the Dow is down 421 points at 45,539. The Nasdaq is down 286 points. And the S&P is down 61. KDKA Radio News Time, 10:32. Our next update at 11 on the Voice of Pittsburgh, News Radio KDKA.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Money, sponsored by Wesley Financial.
There's nothing wrong with helping your soon-to-be college graduate find their first job. Just don't do it for them.
It's not your job to get them to do what they need to do.
That's the advice of Rick Cobb of the workplace consulting firm To Discern. He says you can offer advice, lend perspective, set up a job search plan, and make connections from your professional network.
It's going to be more about, I know these people, they know me.
I'm Rob Hart.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit information kit. 800-384-9393. That's 800-384-9393.
One of my close friends, her husband has dementia issues, and she's scared about her future and their financial future and taking care of him. I swear I had her call Julian Gray. I did. And she sent me a text this morning, and she said, you have no idea how much Julian Gray did for me. Elder care, estate planning, mental health care, nursing home care. They're amazing people at grayelderlaw.com. And the truth is, Julian is my man. GrayOutlaw.com. Amazing folks. 412-458-6000. 412-458-6000.
On top of home and auto, Progressive protects your boat, RV, and motorcycle so you can explore the unknown.
Actually, we just take the RV to the same campground every year.
Well, maybe you can catch your own dinner on your boat.
Oh, we can actually get pizza delivered there from this brick oven place we love.
Will you at least try a new topping?
Honestly, probably not. We kind of have a go-to order.
Fine. Just bundle home or auto insurance with your outdoor vehicles with Progressive and stay protected when you go, I guess, where you've gone before. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
Ahoy, matey! Is that a new phone? Aye, Captain. That's my new Samsung Galaxy S25 FE. You must have paid a pretty doubloon for that. Nay, 'twas zero down from Cricket Wireless. So, you plundered it. Nay, again, 'tis a monthly payment plan with BreadPay. You're shivering me timbers. I shiver you not. Me first payment is next month. Aye, that's not a plunder. That's a steal.
Get a new Samsung Galaxy S25 FE for $0 down when you pay over time with BreadPay. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Subject to approval of credit application. BreadPay loans are made by Comenity Capital Bank and Bread Financial Company.
From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA traffic powered by Bowser. My friend Ellen, what's up?
What's up, Marty? Is we still have some delays left in this commute. If you're just now grabbing the keys and heading out the door, you have some company once you head over to the Parkway West inbound. It's been playing the fluctuation game. Right now, you have slowdowns beginning right around that Parkway Center Mall on-ramp before you fit through those Fort Pitt tunnels and into downtown. Getting to downtown by way of the Parkway East, you have sluggish traffic between Edgewood, Swissvale, and the Squirrel Hill tunnels. Quick reminder for you, if you are traveling through Potter and Vanport Townships, Beaver County, a new construction zone will kick off around 7 a.m. Saturday. Weather permitting, westbound 376 will be reduced to a single lane round the clock between the Monaca Shipping Port exit 39 and the Beaver exit 38B, and also along the Vanport Bridge. That's through late July. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Breezy and much colder for the rest of today than it was yesterday as clouds break for some late-day sun, high 47. Mainly clear, brisk and cold tonight, though 25. Sunshine and some clouds tomorrow, breezy and very chilly, the high 44. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
Tickets are on sale now for the upcoming season of the Pittsburgh Speaker Series at Heinz Hall, presented by University of Pittsburgh, with Anderson Cooper, former UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson, historian Anne Applebaum, financial journalist Andrew Ross Sorkin, former NASA Administrator Charles Bolden, and acclaimed war photographer Lindsay Addario. For information and tickets, go to pittsburghspeakers.org. Sponsored by News Radio KDKA and the Spanos Group of Raymond James.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Regarding downtown, my girl Karen, it was reported they want parents to advise kids not to hang downtown, but won't hold the parents responsible. Why? I remember when my brother and a few friends broke windows and such at a junkyard, the parents had to pay the bill. I don't want to hear they didn't have the money. My parents didn't have the money either, but the damage was paid for. Both out of their pocket and out of my brother's backside. Great stuff. When it comes to raising our children, I realize I am old school.
My wife and daughter originally made plans to go to the show, and I didn't know what they were going to see, but I decided to go because of all the nonsense that you've been talking about on the radio.
Sure.
Well, sure enough, everything was fine. We're getting out of the car, and there was a teenage girl, colored girl, walking down the street, hooting and hollering, telling all the white folk they better watch out because the takeover's going to happen.
Oh, gosh.
And we're all sitting there like, is this really happening? And now, mind you, there was an officer in front of the bedroom, and he just kind of, he really didn't take action because I guess technically she didn't do anything. He really didn't take action because I guess technically she didn't do anything wrong yet. But I literally screaming at the top of her lungs, and you talk about making people uncomfortable.
Wow.
This was a prime example, and
wow.
There was women, children, the whole nine, and then she crossed the street, and there was a fellow that was probably 15 feet away from her, and there was a guy standing next to me, and she said, "I see you looking at me, and you're smirking, and all this." She got in his face, started yelling.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's wild. You're not being at all sarcastic, and you're not factoring any of it. And I just lived it firsthand. And the only reason why I went is because of the way that you constantly bring more attention on the radio. I would have never known, because it wasn't even like this. I would even say maybe a year ago, I don't think it was like this. And sure enough, any event, anything in the city, honestly, with that being said, I'm probably not going to even go back for a while, just because it really is that bad. But it's just like, what do you do? I mean, you can't. What do you do? What do you say and do?
They better,
You know what I mean?
my man, they better friggin' fix it. It's a great call. It's a great call. And this permeates not just the downtown, but also several communities in Pittsburgh, including the South Side. Folks, this war against unruly teens, they've been battling this on the South Side For how long, Mr. Chupka? The unofficial mayor of the South Side and one of my boys. How long, sir?
Over 7 years, Marty. 7 years. Over.
So this downtown crap with these out-of-control teens is not new or news to you, sir?
Not at all. Actually, it all started during Peduto and Gilman.
Yes.
When Peduto said, if you don't like the homeless, shop in the suburbs.
He did, sir.
And that's exactly what everybody did. And you could see all the vacancies in downtown Pittsburgh and on East Carson Street because of that mentality.
Shocking. Downtown crime is up 50%, sir. Why the hell would anybody be surprised, Rich?
I'm not surprised at all. You know, I invite all the politicians, Beth Penninger, she's making $100,000 a year, Bruce Cross, Gainey, Peduto, to walk East Carson Street at midnight. None of them do.
Hey,
Gilman, he came over on a Tuesday night when it was 20 degrees at 8 o'clock in the afternoon. I mean, 8 o'clock at night. There's no one on the streets that said, "Oh, everything's good over here." You know,
my man, how many teen takeovers have you had on the South Side in the last 7 years? 100? I'm serious.
No, in South Side?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
it's almost every weekend.
Yeah, I mean, there's teens mixed in there, but the teen takeovers are mostly downtown.
And tell me about this hat you're wearing. I love this.
Yeah, I got hats made. Everybody wanted hats made. Say, make Carson Street great again. And so I got them made, and I sold out in about 20 minutes. And the lunatic liberals over in Southside, like Barb Warwick that you had on the other day.
Oh my goodness!
Where you can't even agree on what color red is or whatever.
Wow!
And they're more pissed off that this hat than the homicides.
It's true.
The vacancies and everything else that's been happening on Southside for the last 7 years. They're more pissed off about this hat.
But
that's why I got it.
But what you're doing is the right thing, brother. Make it great again over there. What the hell's wrong with saying that?
Nothing.
Right?
Exactly right. And Marty, you had your post up about population decline in Pittsburgh. Now, the city of Pittsburgh overtax taxpayers pay $1.5 billion between the Pittsburgh Public Schools and the city of Pittsburgh, and we have the worst schools. 80% of the teachers don't even send their kids to Pittsburgh Public Schools. The judges don't send their kids to Pittsburgh Public Schools. We have poor public safety, poor infrastructure, high taxation, and it goes on. And then you have the mentality of remember there was a fight downtown and a judge, common pleas judge text you said everything's fine down here?
Yes.
That's the kind of mentality that we're dealing with. People are getting shot and killed and beat up, and you have a judge from the common pleas of Allegheny County saying everything's good down here.
Make Carson Street great again, brother. I'll proudly wear one of those hats, my man.
I'm bringing it down to you, Marty.
Let's go, brother. The unofficial mayor of the South Side, Rich Chupka, my man. Thanks. Truth to power, man. Truth to power.
Thank you, Marty.
Time now for an update from the KDKA Draft Information Desk, powered by Bowser Chevrolet and brought to you by Generator Supercenter of Pittsburgh.
Well, during the 2026 NFL Draft, Easy Pass users can save on tolls while traveling to the event. From April 23rd through the 25th, Easy Pass customers can save up to 50% on Turnpike tolls in Pennsylvania and then 33% on Ohio tolls. Select service plazas will also feature some family-friendly draft activities and selfie stations. At the Draft Info Desk, I'm Paul Rasmussen.
My man Juko with the hat. Downtown crime is doubled, folks. Just saying. From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA traffic powered by Bowser Ellingame. What's up?
What's up, Marty, is obviously with all of the rain overnight, everyone's keeping an eye on the rivers. And so the Public Parking Authority of the city of Pittsburgh has sent out a notification with a flood advisory that's been issued for the Ohio River. And as a precaution, the authority is recommending patrons remove their vehicles from the Mon Wharf prior to 6 tonight, if possible. We'll certainly bring you more updates here as we have them, and they say they'll update us if anything changes, but a good warning for you there. Getting into downtown right now, you have some company. Parkway West on the front side of Green Tree Hill is slow go right around that runaway truck sand pile. If you have to flip the script and head out toward the airport, good news, 376, the Parkway West in that direction is moving nicely toward Pittsburgh International. Parkway East on the inbound ride is slow go for you at Edgewood Swissvale. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
Hi, it's Nan Cohen, and I'm talking Easter for Dorothy's Candies. It's all about the famed egg season with their fabulous flavors, like peanut butter, fruit and nut, mallow, fudge cream, and raspberry, to name a few. I'm so excited for you to see the Easter molds in Swiss, dark, white, and peanut butter. Remember, they also have sugar-free chocolates. Stop in the store or online at Dorothy'sCandies.com. I'm already filling my basket with their Carmelo eggs. One bite and you'll know. It's Dorothy's Candies. Dorothy'sCandies.com.
Honey, that flu keeping you up? Did you take NyQuil Intense Flu?
Nah, I got this. Okay, I don't got this.
Yeah, you need NyQuil Intense Flu.
Undo your flu with NyQuil Intense Flu. NyQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms so you can sleep.
You do got this.
NyQuil Intense Flu. The nighttime sniffling, aching fever. Best sleep with the flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Another app for inventory, one for CRM. Oh, don't forget accounting. Wait, which login was that?
Or you could use Odoo, one fully integrated system that does it all without the hassle. Ditch the app overload. Get everything your business needs on one platform. Try Odoo free today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA. Covered by JP Roofing and Siding. Pittsburgh's #1 platinum roofing company.
When it's happening, News Radio KDKA is telling you about it.
NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell.
To the Rooney family, to Art, to Jim Rooney, to now young Dan Rooney, they define Pittsburgh in so many ways. They represent that city in every which way with pride. And I think this draft is something that is really important to all of them and to the Steelers in general.
The voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
Hey, folks, March is the time, man. The time to look outside and say, I got to get new windows. And the place to go, Universal Windows Direct. Buy 2 windows, get 2 free, no limit. And check this out. 24 months, no payments, no interest. 2 years. $500 off when you start this home improvement project. Call Universal Windows Direct, 412-545-6003, 412-545-6003.
When your money gets tight, you have to make some tough choices. Do you pay the mortgage, pay the credit cards, or pay the IRS? For lots of people, taxes get pushed aside until the letters start, then the threats, then the action, bank levies, wage garnishments. You can stop worrying. The IRS is offering new opportunities to help you resolve your back taxes. And Guardian Tax knows how it all works. If you owe more than $10,000 in back taxes, you may qualify to reduce your total tax debt by a very significant amount, even if you're years behind on filing. But timing matters, and so does who you trust. Guardian Tax knows the system and how to work it in your favor. They step in, deal with the IRS directly, and fight to protect what you've worked so hard to earn. In today's economy, you can't afford to lose more. Call Guardian Tax now for a free confidential consultation. 800-404-4307. 800-404-4307. Don't wait for the IRS to make the next move. Make yours first. Call now. 800-404-4307.
Here's your Jill on Money question of the day.
Sarah from New England asks, we're planning to fund the cost of college for our child who is at a top institution. We saved a good amount in her 529, but it will only cover her first 2 years. In making a plan to pay for the last 2 years, I have over $1 million in my 401k. So would it make sense to take a loan from there? Sarah, I would avoid dipping into those retirement accounts to fund college. If you're still putting money into the retirement accounts, maybe consider temporarily hitting the pause button and then trying to cash flow your needs.
Have a question? Go to JillOnMoney.com.
one thing is very clear.
CBS Mornings is clearly fun.
Watching Rocky with Rocky.
Morning, good vibes.
Gail came in singing for me today. CBS Mornings.
Weekdays at 7.
It's Marty Griffin on the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Truth to power, man. I've had the police chief on. I've had the public safety director on. These are men that live this and walk this, and all my boys work downtown. This crap that I make this stuff up about downtown that is exaggerated. It's a bald-faced lie. And the truth of the matter is let's walk, brothers. Mr. Herky in his limos, in penthouse apartment, in Gucci bag, and I'm cool with wealth. I'm just not cool with ignorance. What are you afraid of? If downtown is so wonderful, for all these men who suggest I'm ruining the image of downtown, 4 words. Let's take a walk. Let's go. Let's roll live. Let's capture the moments of greatness downtown. I'm in. You in? I'm serious. Not that hard. I challenge anyone who says everything I do is hype, it's exaggerated, the downtown is magnificent. Let's go, man. You pick the day. I pick you. Here's what we'll do. We'll take your walk through your secured building and have a little lunch, Mr. Pollock, because Herky has great restaurants. And then we'll take my walk. How about that? Missy, go ahead. Ma'am, go ahead. Miss Lee?
Are you talking to me?
Yes, ma'am. Thanks for your patience.
Hi, Marty.
How are you, darling?
I wanted to get in here. Are you talking? Hello?
Yes, ma'am. We're ready.
You're not. You're awful.
Okay. I have no idea what Miss Lee wanted, but what we had there was a failure to communicate. My brother, Mad Max. Max, the truth will set them free about downtown, will it not, sir?
Yeah, you've been shining that light on it. That little light of mine, you're going to let it shine. You've been nailing it the last couple of days here.
Max, this crap that I'm a liar, that you're a liar, that this is Oz, and we're full of crap is a bald-faced lie, isn't it, Max?
It 100% is. I mean, if it was a lie, you wouldn't have any stuff to report on. The ATF raid that happened, well, not the raid, the thing. Oh, by the way, that reminds me. I saw that the ATF and the Pittsburgh police cooperated or worked together to arrest that woman at that parking garage. Here we have the feds and the local cooperating.
Hell yeah.
So are we or are we not cooperating with the feds? I'm confused.
By the way, to Max's point, a woman with a gun pulls into the Stanwicks garage, SWAT team's out, ATF's out, scared the hell out of everyone downtown. And ATF was working in conjunction with Pittsburgh police, to Max's point. Max is right on. At the end of the day, folks, Max gets it because Max lives it. How often do you see a crime downtown, whether it's urinating on the street, crapping on the street, a fight on the street, how often, a drug deal on the street? How often, Max?
It's daily, Marty. And, I don't want to paint, gloom and doom, but, I mean, it is what it is. That's the facts. And, to say otherwise is being disingenuous and dishonest with everybody downtown that sees it. And, we get pissed off, quit gaslighting us and quit lying to us.
Here's what I hate. Here's what I hate. This is how I met Max. 6 years ago, Max started raising hell about this. 6 years ago, Max built his site, Pittsburgh with an S, and showing men and women crapping on the street. 6 years ago, Max, you begged for public toilets. Still don't have it, sir.
I wish we could go back to that time, Marty. That was a much simpler time when all I cared about was public restrooms. But it's gotten so much worse since then, with the drugs, the crime, the teens, and like Kupka pointed out, it started with Peduto telling everybody to go to the suburbs.
It did.
It started under his watch, and it's only gotten worse.
It did, and
Gainey just took the torch and carried it.
He did. 50% pop in crime downtown. 50% max. Not surprised, are you?
No. And the frustrating thing is, these kids come down here and they get released to mommy and daddy.
They do.
And it's the people that work and live downtown that end up suffering. That 50-year-old woman that was assaulted, 2 weeks ago
Knocked out, sir.
Not fair to her at all. So what happened to those kids that did that to her? And I told you, maybe it was like a year and a half ago now, and I couldn't believe this when the girl told me at this one store that these kids come in, like these 9-year-old kids come in and steal the protein bars out of the rack in the front of the store. I said, come on, get out of here. But now, after hearing that thing about the 9-year-old punching that 50-year-old woman, it makes sense.
It does.
These kids are just unsupervised. Where's mom and dad? Where's the accountability at home? Where's the discipline? Where's the guidance, the family values?
My man.
Why are these kids downtown just raising hell?
My man, where is a 9-year-old's life headed when they're knocking out a woman at 9 years old? Damn. Max. Damn. Damn.
It's not a good future for these kids if that's the path they're on at this age, for sure.
Mad Max, truth to power. It's my man.
Every Tuesday morning at 7:20, listen for Inside Independence Health, a look at all things healthcare with the experts from Independence Health System. It's brought to you by Independence Health System. Expert care here.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for mom.
I'm with Joe Potocznik from JP Roofing and Siding, a platinum preferred contractor from Owens Corning. Joe, what does that mean?
It's an elite status. We earn that by using Owens Corning products to qualify for the platinum preferred warranty. That's a 50-year warranty on the materials and 25-year on the labor, 100%.
That's the upper 1% in America after 45 years, Joe. Congratulations.
Thank you, Larry.
Call JP Roofing and Siding, 412-829-7711.
Is your child glued to their phone, endlessly scrolling Instagram, watching TikTok, living on Snapchat or YouTube? If so, they may be silently developing a serious addiction to social media platforms. Countries all around the world are banning these highly addictive apps for kids under 16. Go to socialmedia66.com right now to see if you qualify for potential compensation. Lawsuits worth millions now allege major social media companies intentionally design these platforms to addict kids under 18. Research links excessive use to depression, anxiety, eating disorders, inappropriate adult exposure, and even suicidal thoughts. If your child suffered serious emotional or psychological harm tied to social media use, you may qualify for potential compensation. Go to socialmedia66.com for a free case review. That's socialmedia66.com.
This is a paid advertisement for legal services by the Goldwater Law Firm in Phoenix, Arizona. Primary legal services performed by co-counsel law firms. For additional disclaimers, go to goldwaterlawfirm.com.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
So I own a coffee shop, and I wanted to label everything with our logo.
That's ambitious.
Cups, boxes, bags.
Ooh, that'll add up.
Not at all, because right now, Staples prints custom labels for 30% off.
30% off? That's shockingly affordable branding.
Yep. Now our logo and URL are seen all over town.
Brand your business for less at Staples.
That was easy.
Shop Staples in-store, online, or in the app by 4/18 to unlock. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
Come on. No! It's just a golf lesson, champ. Loosen up.
I can't. See that Hyundai Santa Fe?
Yeah.
I only paid.
Finish up on your own. I gotta run.
Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days on the Hyundai Tucson, Tucson Hybrid, Santa Fe, or Santa Fe Hybrid. Now, during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Hurry, offer ends March 31st. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
37 and overcast. It's 11 o'clock. I'm Paul Rasmussen. A flood warning has been extended through 4:30 this afternoon in Greene County and southwestern Washington County. The National Weather Service says flooding caused by excessive rainfall is continuing in those areas. And the Parking Authority is asking customers who park vehicles on the Mon Wharf to remove them by 6 p.m. tonight. The Ohio River is now expected to crest at over 19 feet tomorrow, which will flood the parking area. Police have been preparing this week for a possible downtown takeover less than a week after a brawl at Market Square. The planning started as soon as one of the department's crime analysts spotted a flyer on social media calling for a takeover. Police Chief Jason Lando talked about it with KDKA's Marty Griffin.
Whenever we are made aware of a potentially larger scale event, we want to make sure that we bring in adequate resources to address whatever problems might occur.
The time and location is unclear. Chief Lando said on-duty officers are being moved from other areas in the city for what he calls an adequate presence downtown tonight. Lando also said he's confident the Bureau of Police is prepared. Population losses are continuing across the Pittsburgh region, and new data shows fewer immigrants are a major reason why. Here's News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush.
New Census Bureau figures show international migration into the Pittsburgh area dropped sharply last year, with fewer than 2,900 newcomers arriving from outside the country, down from more than 6,000 in recent years. Researchers say immigrants have helped slow population losses in an aging region where deaths outpace births. Without that boost, the 8-county metro area lost more than 3,100 residents overall. Allegheny County alone declined more than 2,000 people. The slowdown reflects a nationwide trend tied to tighter immigration policies and increased enforcement, as more than half of Pennsylvania counties also saw population losses. Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
Around 2 a.m., the U.S. Senate approved funds for the Department of Homeland Security, including TSA, but not immigration operations. Democrats did not get the ICE reforms they were demanding, so after the vote, Senate leaders made partisan accusations, as they always do. Minority Leader Chuck Schumer.
This could have been accomplished weeks ago if Republicans hadn't stood in the way.
Majority Leader John Thune.
Democrats have made fiscal year 2026 the year they choose to repudiate one of their most basic responsibilities as members of Congress, to fund the government.
The House is expected to take up this bill today. It could end the 42-day shutdown that forced TSA employees to work without pay. Israel has launched a new wave of strikes and says its attacks on Iran will escalate and expand. The threat today comes after President Donald Trump gave Tehran more time to open the Strait of Hormuz. Iran, meanwhile, fired new rounds of missiles at Israel and its Gulf Arab neighbors, damaging 2 ports in Kuwait. On Wall Street, at this hour, the Dow is down 344 points at 44,616. The Nasdaq is down 250, and the S&P is down 50 points. In KDKA Sports, the Bucks and Pens are off today. The Pirates resume their series with the Mets tomorrow at 4:15, and tomorrow evening the Pens are hosting Dallas at 5 p.m. The news is brought to you by P.J. Fitzpatrick with their famous lifetime warranty on materials and labor. Trust PJ.com. KDKA Radio News Time, 11:03. It's 37 and overcast now. AAA traffic and AccuWeather next.
Beat the spring cleaning rush and call Zero Res. Perfect time to clean your air ducts as you deal with allergy season, furnace and AC efficiency, post-winter, and more. This month, get a free size upgrade on every whole home air duct cleaning package. Nothing better than getting a large but paying for a medium. That's exactly what Zero Res is doing with their whole home air duct cleaning packages. Pay less for more fresh. Go online at ZeroResPGH.com and ask for the KDKA special.
Hi, Paul Alexander here to let you know the KDKA has planned a fabulous 5-day Arizona getaway this September, and it's filling up fast. My wife, Shelley, and I want you to join us for an unforgettable trip based in beautiful Flagstaff, a relaxed mountain town that makes the perfect home base. From there, we'll explore the incredible red rocks of Sedona, travel by rail to the breathtaking Grand Canyon, a bucket list spot that everyone needs to see at least once. And then we'll take in the stunning scenery around Lake Powell with its deep blue water and wide open views. It's the perfect mix of sightseeing, natural beauty, and plenty of time to just enjoy where we are. And September is truly the sweet spot. Comfortable weather, no summer crowds, and everything planned for you. No guessing, no stress. Just show up and enjoy Arizona. Space is limited. Seats are disappearing quickly. Visit travelwithkdk.com or call 800-383-3131. Again, travel with KDK.com or call 800-383-3131. Can't wait to see you there.
From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic powered by Bowser. My friend Ellen, what's up?
What's up, Marty, is we have a truck that is hung up, and this is downtown, and it's slowing traffic as you come from the Fort Duquesne Bridge and the Fort Pitt Bridge onto the Parkway East, headed eastbound or outbound away from the point. It's up on Fort Pitt Boulevard, and it's on one of those curved ramps that takes you onto 376. It's hung up there kind of as it made the turn, it appears. We're looking out live with the PennDOT cameras, and so lots of folks are slowing down as they pass that particular issue. It doesn't look like the lane or the ramp is blocked, but obviously it's a tight squeeze past that disabled vehicle there. Parkway West on the inbound side is slow go for you right around the runaway truck sand pile before the inbound Fort Pitt tunnels, and you'll line up on the Parkway East right around Edgewood Swissvale. With AAA Traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred roofing replacement contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
The rest of today will be breezy and much colder than yesterday, with clouds giving way to some late-day sunshine, the high 47. Tonight will turn out mainly clear and cold, though 25. Sunshine and some clouds at times. Tomorrow, brisk and quite chilly, the high 44. For AccuWeather, I'm Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
The following is an editorial by KDKA Radio Senior Vice President Market Manager Michael Spacciapoli.
The Giant Eagle Feed the Need Radiothon produced an amazing result on Tuesday for the Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank. In the 7th year of the simultaneous fundraiser on all 5 Odyssey Pittsburgh stations, sponsors and listeners outdid themselves again, donating the funds to purchase 331,000 meals, 70,000 more meals than last year. As Brian Goulash, the Food Bank's VP of Marketing and Communications, said, our neighbors always step up. Neighbors helping neighbors. That's what we do. We're the city of champions. Goulash also said the generosity of the community never ceases to amaze him, and it never ceases to amaze us. Thank you for helping us multiply from one year to the next, a community response to food insecurity.
This has been an editorial by KDKA Radio Senior Vice President Market Manager Michael Spacciapoli. To view a transcript, go to kdkaradio.com.
Have an issue in your community? Talk about it now with Marty Griffin. 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
I have friends that are working at TSA at the airport. I have friends that are working ICE at the airport, and they're getting along very well. They respect and admire each other. There's no animus. None. Truth is, there's not a whole lot of work for the ICE guys. They spend like the first 30 minutes kind of sort of directing people on where to put the stuff in those baskets. In their defense, they're not trained for the other stuff, the x-ray machines. That's what they're not. So why put them in that disadvantage? So most of them stand around. They don't mind. It shows this secure feeling at the airport. Most people like them, regardless of what the far left thinks. But it is a waste of time and money. And regarding TSA, we're going to get into this here in this hour. Late night deal in the Senate to get this thing funded. Okay? The Senate approved DHS funding. However, now it has to get through the House. And in texting with some TSA folks this morning, they're ambivalent at best. And I'll tell you why. Let me read this. And we're going to hear from Senator Dave McCormick here in a few minutes, who was up very early trying to get this thing worked out. Here's what they say. Look, even if it passes the House, this is from TSA folks at the airport, and the President of the United States approves, it's too late to get us paid any earlier than next week. If not, the next pay period entirely. So they end up missing, 3 or 4 checks. What would that do to you and your bottom line? The other thing I wanted to mention, there's a GoFundMe page set up for TSA, which is kind of sad, that we now have to raise money so that federal agents can buy food because the jagoffs, and I mean that in the nicest way, in Congress can't act like adults. So the GoFundMe page, back up. They're not allowed to take cash donations at the airport. We covered this yesterday. So every day, people who fly, passengers, donate about $2,000 to the agents. It's either split up by a lottery, you lift your hand in a box and you grab a card, or if there's a big donation, they use it to buy lunch, which the agents, the TSA folks really, really appreciate. So, this GoFundMe page, which is on our social, all the money will go direct. This is smart. Because they're not allowed to take cash. It's considered bribes. So all of the money will go directly to, I love this, the Greater Pittsburgh Food Bank. They will get either gift cards for food or provide food with that money to the TSA folks. The GoFundMe page is pushing $15,000. That would buy a lot of food for a lot of folks. They got about 200 plus agents out there. And many of them are thousands and thousands of dollars in debt. Many of them worried about losing their cars. Many of them behind on mortgage payments and car payments. Many of them are going to quit. What they've done in Washington, the eggheads who can't do the right thing, they've ruined the morale and the spirit of magnificent, hardworking men and women with TSA, who now believe that no one cares about them in Washington. But what it has done, because of the kindness and generosity of passengers who have donated tens of thousands of dollars in gift cards so that TSA agents and their families can eat, it has reaffirmed the belief that people do give a damn, whether or not it's Congress. From my TSA source, it will be 2.5 checks tomorrow that they miss. And that half paycheck has full month deductions, insurance, etc. So there are numerous people who only receive a couple $100 on the upcoming check. We have them right now. Senator Dave McCormick. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Hey, Marty. How are you?
First of all, I love your work ethic. I love your family commitment. And I love how you care about people. So you hate to hear that they have to have a friggin' GoFundMe page so that TSA folks can buy food, sir, right?
Man, I'm embarrassed by the whole thing. I mean, I'm ashamed of the fact that this dysfunction in our Congress, this dysfunction for 40 days, not only raised the risk for Americans. We can talk about that. The terrorist threat is up. We have lots of examples of it. But these TSA, Coast Guard, Secret Service, these people they're not being paid for 40 days. The average income is about $50,000 a year. They can't afford not to be paid. And it's not only destroying morale, as I just heard you say. I mean, 25% have been calling in. So only about 3/4 of the folks have been showing up on the job because they have to go earn their pay somewhere else. And more than 450, this was a couple of days ago, yes, TSA agents have quit. These are folks that we're never going to get back. They've been trained. It is, I mean, as a CEO, I can't imagine not paying the people that are part of your team for 40 days. So I'm embarrassed by it. Thank God we figured out a way to move forward on it.
Senator, what did you do last night? Help us out. What happened?
Well, here's the bottom line.
Yeah.
And Marty, I never try to be political with you, but I'll just sort of lay out the facts.
Yeah.
The facts are that, there's a Department of Homeland Security head, a guy named Jay Johnson, who was under President Obama. And he made the quote. He said, our policy differences and we have a lot of them, should never get in the way of funding the government. What essentially happens, we had big policy differences with the Democrats, Republicans did, and the Democrats basically said, we're not going to fund DHS until we resolve those policy disagreements. Their policy disagreements are largely around ICE and the Border Patrol, which there's funding for them. So those people are still getting paid. Ironically, the people that were punished to try to get these policy changes were TSA and people like that had nothing to do with policy changes. And in the end, what happened, Marty, I'm embarrassed to say this, is that we didn't make any of the policy changes that the Democrats were asking for, like getting rid of masks for ICE agents. We can talk about that, why that's not a good idea. And we found a way to get the government open, get the DHS open, and then there's another mechanism to further fund ICE. And so in the end, nothing was accomplished on the policy changes that the Democrats wanted. And here's the terrible thing. There's people like me and the president, to his credit, and others who agreed with some of the reforms. So we agreed with reforms like body cams. We agreed with reforms like de-escalation training, so we don't have more situations like Minneapolis. So this is one of those things where it just became about political theater. And unfortunately, the people that suffered from it were not only the people that fell victim to terrorist attacks, which we can talk about, but also the folks that are serving us that didn't get paid.
Sir, when will they get paid? Do you know, sir?
I don't know. It's an administrative question. The money's now allocated, so it's just a matter of how quickly they can be processed. And I know they're trying to figure out today how to accelerate that. I can't give an actual time.
You know, man, it's embarrassing as hell that people have to give them gift cards for food, sir, to go to friggin' Arby's. It's kind of gross.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I was in an airport the other day, and I went through with the TSA agent. I just said, "Man, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Thank you." And just think about their jobs in general.
Hell yeah.
Now think about their jobs over the last 40 days.
Hell yeah.
So this is like, this is just, they have all the stress, the burden. They're not getting paid, and then they have to rely on charity to make ends meet. It's just it's terrible.
Hey, Senator, the far left, and I don't go this route, but I had a massive on-air argument with a far left woke Pittsburgh City Council person. There's a video out there of ICE agents getting their asses kicked, quite frankly, by illegals. They're trying to arrest them. And 3 Pittsburgh cops stood there and watched. It's on video, sir.
Yeah.
And this councilwoman said there's no way they should help those ICE agents. She said it's okay if they get their asses kicked. So we're in a bad place when we have political leaders saying they hate ICE and that they're assassins. Right. And she went as far as to say that Pittsburgh cops will be ordered to ask ICE agents for identification. Sir, we're in a bad place, are we not, sir?
Unacceptable. What she said is completely unacceptable. So here's the way I think about that, and I know there's an investigation, but if it's in fact true that those ICE agents were under siege, and and you're telling me you saw it on video that the cops not only didn't intervene, but they were ordered not to intervene. First of all, it's a violation of their law. It's like the doctor. A doctor's responsible for caring for any patient and doing no harm. This is like a law enforcement. You're going to have a crime happening right in front of you, where these officers are trying to take care of a situation where they're apprehending somebody, and they're not getting support from law enforcement. Unacceptable. And here's the truth of it. ICE has a mission. They're our neighbors. They're the people that live side by side with. They're fulfilling their mission. We want to make sure they do that excellently and professionally. The law enforcement has a separate but related mission. They're going to need to find ways to cooperate. They have to. That's the mandate. That doesn't mean we're expecting the cops in Pittsburgh to fulfill ICE's job. Sure. We're not asking them to do that.
No.
What we're asking them to do is work hand in hand to enforce our nation's laws. And the fact that they're getting this guidance, if they are in fact getting that guidance, I think is indefensible.
Sir, what about the political climate? They hate cops. And I mean it, sir. They hate ICE agents. And these are leaders, sir, political leaders in Pittsburgh. How do you work with that as a Republican, sir? They can't stand anything you represent. How does that work?
Well, you can't work. I mean, honestly, you know that I'm a guy that wants to work with anybody.
Yes, sir.
So I'm not saying you can't work with somebody from the other party. I mean, I would tell you, Marty, and you could go look, I'm the most bipartisan senator in the Senate. I look for every opportunity to cooperate with any people that disagree with me on everything. If I can find one area to cooperate on, I'll find it. But there is a radical element of the Democratic Party. Just go to social media and see the chanting at some of these events in New York about killing people, killing Jews, killing people with uniforms on, killing ICE. This is not the America I love and know, and you can't pretend that in any world that's acceptable. There's things on the right, by the way, that people say that are completely unacceptable. There's things on the left that are completely unacceptable. And this radical element of the left, in my opinion, is hijacking the more reasonable part of the Democratic Party. And I think that's what just happened in these last 40 days. I would challenge anybody to tell me what Chuck Schumer and the Democrats accomplished by shutting down the government for 40 days. I can't find a single thing except being able to say that they obstructed ICE and that they stood in the way of President Trump's agenda. I think that's the only thing they could claim. No benefit came to any single American as a result of this.
Okay, I got to lighten it up before you go. So Trump, and this is the Wall Street Journal talking, and I heard from some congressmen and senators that this is true. He likes these shoes. He's laughing. So he likes these Florsheim shoes, and he actually takes like your size and sends you a pair. Is that accurate, sir?
Marty, I will tell you that is true. I was flying with him I flew with him to Scranton. You remember in December he gave that speech up in Scranton about the economy?
Oh yeah.
So I'm on the Marine One with him. And he looks down at my shoes, and I had these loafers on. He said, "Do you like the loafers?" And I said, I like them. He said, "I think you need some tie shoes." So he pulled up they on the phone the catalog, and he said, "Do you like those?
No.
Do you like those shoes?" I said, "They look okay, Mr. President." And he said, "I'm going to get you a pair for Christmas."
No.
And I have a pair.
Did he ask your size, sir?
He did. He asked my size.
And he sent you a pair.
He sent me a pair.
You don't have them on now, though, do you?
And someone was in the White House and said, mentioned my name, and he said, "Tell McCormick he's got to pick up his shoes." I got a pair of shoes for him.
No. My man, I would die to see Fetterman in a pair of those Florsheims, brother, with those damn shorts he wears.
Well, listen, they don't go with the rest of the outfit.
No, man.
On a lighter moment, Marty, you've had Fetterman and I on. We as you know, we work really well together.
Yeah.
But what I like to say is that
that's amazing.
That I'm the 54th elected senator in Pennsylvania's history, and I'm the 9th senator in the history of America from West Point. But I have a title that my 6 daughters would never have dreamed possible, which is the best dressed senator from Pennsylvania.
Hell yeah. That's a low bar, sir.
That's right. Even Fetterman agrees with that.
Oh, my man. Thank you. Appreciate your time, man.
All right. Talk to you soon. Thanks.
Love the man.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
It's Marty. I'm here with Harold Shepley. I'll tell you why I reached out to him and how we met. I noticed that you help people. It's kind of your instinct, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. I feel called. I feel that helping people with their finances is my calling in life.
And check this out. You were bankrupt once.
I did. I've lived through this. I've walked through it, and I got treated like absolute garbage, and I felt that no one else should ever have to feel that bad ever again.
Folks, this is the real deal. ShepleyLaw.com. Life-saving, life-changing information. UPMC. Love it.
Pump up the volume. Business moves fast. Pump up the volume. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
We asked parents to share their journey of adopting teens.
They changed who I am because I can't see life without them in it.
Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. Brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Man, they're ready at Oakmont Bakery, folks. Ready for Easter. Hey, remember this. All the Easter orders have to be in by March 31st. Overstuffed nut or apricot rolls. Pascha bread. Wow. Rich enough egg dough braided and baked in a tall round pan. Delicious. Last call for punchki, and you gotta love punchki. Available in all varieties until Easter Sunday. Cheesecake, fresh strawberries. Allow Oakmont Bakery to be the centerpiece of your Easter dinner. Delicious.
Hey, I'm Sam.
And I'm Calvin.
When we started Cousins Roofing, Siding, and Decks, it wasn't a big crew or a fancy shop. Just Calvin and me in our grandma's garage.
We'd load up our tools every morning, build decks all day, then unpack right there in her driveway.
That little garage laid the foundation for what Cousins Roofing, Siding, and Decks is all about. Working hard, staying honest, and treating people like family.
We've grown a lot since then, but those family values still guide every job we do. Call the Cousins.
Cousins Roofing, Siding, and Decks. Call the Cousins.
I have serious problems with my voice. Cancer-related stuff. I end up with probably the best speech therapist, surgeon, doctor in the world at UPMC. Spent 2 days with them. Different breathing, different medications. And you probably noticed my voice has been better than ever for the last 2 weeks. My point is, when you get engaged with UPMC, they make sure you're okay. Life-saving, life-changing information. UPMC. Love it. Food insecurity is still a reality in our community. 1 in 8 neighbors struggles to put food on the table, and many are seniors. That's why MediConnect is partnering with KDKA Radio to help feed the need right here in our community. MediConnect also helps seniors understand their Medicare options. If you're turning 65 or reviewing coverage, their local experts provide trusted one-on-one guidance at no cost. 888-818-6334. MediConnect. Insurance.com. Love them. So I'm outside yesterday with Christine, my wife, and we're walking around the yard. That spring cleaning thing that we love so much. So we have a bay window in the front of the house that is old, and I'm being kind. It needs replaced. And now's the time, because Windows Direct is the place to go. Universal Windows Direct. Because right now, if you buy 2 windows, you get 2 free, because I found 2 other windows that need replaced. And this is the time of year to do it because of the weather and a fresh start and getting your taxes done and planning for that refund. All this stuff works together with Windows Direct. And, by the way, if you do it now, 24 months, no payment, and they're offering a $500 bonus off your home improvement project. Windows Direct, they get it, folks. Unbelievable performance. 412-543-6003. Universal Windows Direct, 412-543-6003.
On top of home and auto, Progressive protects your boat, RV, and motorcycle so you can explore the unknown.
Actually, we just take the RV to the same campground every year.
Well, maybe you can catch your own dinner on your boat.
Oh, we can actually get pizza delivered there from this brick oven place we love.
Will you at least try a new topping?
Honestly, probably not. We kind of have a go-to order.
Fine. Just bundle home or auto insurance with your outdoor vehicles with Progressive and stay protected when you go, I guess, where you've gone before. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
Ahoy, matey! Is that a new phone? Aye, Captain. That's my new Samsung Galaxy S25 FE. You must have paid a pretty doubloon for that. Nay, 'twas zero down from Cricket Wireless. So, you plundered it. Nay, again, 'tis a monthly payment plan with BreadPay. You're shivering me timbers. I shiver you not. Me first payment is next month. Aye, that's not a plunder. That's a steal.
Get a new Samsung Galaxy S25 FE for $0 down when you pay over time with BreadPay. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Subject to approval of credit application. BreadPay loans are made by Comenity Capital Bank, a Bread Financial Company.
When you're handling an estate or an inherited home, the decisions can feel overwhelming. At Home Buyers of Pittsburgh, we help families through this every single week. We make a quick, fair cash offer on the home, coordinate any cleanouts, help you through the process, and we'll buy it in its current condition. No pressure, no surprises. Visit homebuyersoftpittsburgh.com or call 412-500-9057 for help selling today. That's 412-500-9057 for help selling today.
Home Buyers of Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh's local trusted home buyer since 2015.
From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
37 and overcast at 11:30. I'm Paul Rasmussen. Drivers, beware of widespread water ponding on roadways and some closures after 1 1/4 to 2 1/4 inches of rain since last night. National Weather Service meteorologist Colton Milcaric.
Be careful if you see any water over roadways. Just take your time, especially running water. What we always say is turn around, don't drown, because you never know how deep that water is.
A flood warning has been extended until 4:30 this afternoon for Greene County and southwestern Washington County. And there is also a flood advisory for the Ohio River in Pittsburgh through Saturday night. A Beaver County man was sentenced to prison after pleading guilty to charges in a fatal DUI crash back in June. Police say Israel Cooch was driving 84 miles per hour in a 25 zone, ran a red light at an intersection in Beaver Falls, and hit a car, killing 2 people inside and injuring a pedestrian. The 46-year-old Aliquippa resident will serve 14 to 36 years in state prison. With fuel prices rising again, some Pennsylvania lawmakers want to hit pause on the state's gas tax. News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush has details.
Gas prices are nearing $4 a gallon in western Pennsylvania, while diesel costs are nearly $2 higher. Lawmakers from both parties say temporarily suspending the state's fuel taxes, among the highest in the country, could ease pressure on drivers and businesses. Proposals range from a 60-day pause to a 6-month tax holiday, though the move could also impact funding used to maintain roads, bridges, and state police. Lawmakers return to session next month when the proposals could move forward. Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
Pittsburgh is one of 3 cities in the state hosting free World Cup watch parties in July. The Pennsylvania World Cup fan zone will be at Acrisure Stadium. Soccer fans can watch the matches on the stadium's giant screen during the FIFA World Cup knockout rounds. Those are scheduled from July 3rd through the 19th. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 306 points at 45,654. The Nasdaq is down 226 points, and the S&P is down 40. KDKA Radio News time is 11:32. Our next update at noon on The Voice of Pittsburgh, News Radio KDKA.
Looking for the best of New Orleans? Let AAA take you to the heart of the Big Easy September 7th through the 11th, 2026. Enjoy round-trip air from Pittsburgh, 4 nights right on Bourbon Street in the French Quarter, and unforgettable experiences, including the New Orleans School of Cooking, Mardi Gras World, the National World War II Museum, a Louisiana Swamp Boat Tour, Laura Plantation, and a jazz dinner cruise, plus 8 delicious meals and more, all starting at $2,865 per person, double occupancy. Space is limited. Visit your local AAA branch or call 1-800-354-8761 today.
Don't delay in getting that plumbing repair done. Call Palucci Plumbing today for all of your plumbing needs. From trenchless sewer repair and waterline repairs and replacement, hot water tanks, sewer camera inspections, to Pittsburgh potty repairs, no job is too small for Palucci Plumbing. Owners Amy and Nick Palucci have been in business for 26 years, so give them a call for your next plumbing repair or replacement. Palucci Plumbing, 412-782-5050. That's 412-782-5050.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. And you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Carpal tunnel syndrome. Heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTR-CM.
From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA traffic powered by Bowser. My friend Ellen, what's up?
Oh, a couple of hang-ups for folks who are traveling through downtown Pittsburgh, Marty. If you are headed inbound on the Parkway East through what we call that bathtub section of the city, there's an accident. It's right in the left lane as the ramp goes off toward the Fort Duquesne Bridge and the Portal Bridge. Rounding the point, you have backups that greet you right around 2nd Avenue near the county jail. So extra time is a good idea there. Also, we have a stuck tractor trailer directly above, but unrelated to, that earlier accident. This is on one of the Fort Pitt Boulevard ramps that takes you, comes around and takes you around toward 376 on the eastbound side. So that's slowing traffic as it comes around the point and comes past that particular eyesore there. Parkway East on the inbound ride is a little bit slow go for you at Edgewood, Swissvale. Parkway West inbound is sluggish at the top of Green Tree Hill. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Breezy and much colder for the rest of today, with clouds breaking for some late day sun, the high 47. Becoming mainly clear tonight, brisk and cold, low 25. Tomorrow, more sun than cloud, breezy and quite chilly, high 44. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
There is so much pain in trying to manage the death of teens. We struggle through the loss of parents. We just do. Grandparents. Friends in our age group. The pain is horrible, but we manage it. But when teens die, in the blink of an eye, the pain is unmanageable, the loss, the nature of the horror of it, and how fast it happens, and then the grief, and then the scar that cannot heal. When your kid dies, you die too. It happened in Westmoreland County over the weekend, last weekend, and 4 teens died instantly in a horrible crash. In a fiery crash that has that community. By the way, the first responders are screwed up from this. How do they recover? How do we move forward? How do we manage that kind of pain? One of my close friends and a fabulous reporter, Selena Zito, went to that funeral yesterday to try to answer some of those questions on her own, and she's with us. Horrible to be there, is it not, Selena?
It was absolutely horrible. I know a lot of these steel workers, all of the children had a connection with U.S. Steel, and one of the things that did not surprise me, but is still so remarkable about where we come from, is the outpouring of support, affection, love. From the community, even people that didn't know any of these young people that were displayed at the funeral home yesterday in Irwin, was incredible. There was, by the way, there was nothing easy about it, and yet people showed up. There was a line of cars almost 2 miles long in Irwin to go to the funeral home. People were parking everywhere, and what is it, and it is so what's so remarkable about Western Pennsylvania, right? We show up for each other. In particular, those of the people that families have been here for generations, families that have been embedded in the community. And you ask the question, how do we go on?
Yes.
we endure.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that is a characteristic that is often lost in today's society. Yet, if you think of some of these men and women that work in the steel industry, they have been enduring all of their lives, right? Enduring job losses, enduring a dangerous job. And yet, they never gave up. And I think because of the social fabric that is so tight in western Pennsylvania, across Westmoreland County, Allegheny County, city of Pittsburgh, right? The U.S. Steel president was there yesterday, Dave Barrett, and his wife. And I saw him hugging his workers, and that is really says a lot about the culture at U.S. Steel, one that we don't see all the time, right? But we expect and hope that it's that way, because steel and steel workers are a very important part of our identity, right? Our football team is called the Steelers. It's not called the Robots, right? It's not called Eds and Meds. Our identity is steel.
And Selena, there also is, in these towns, a bit of self-loathing. Like, how do we get here? And how could we let this happen to our kids? And what the hell are we doing not holding them at 5 o'clock in the morning? There's that, too. That kind of pain, isn't there?
Well, there is. And, Marty, you and I grew up in the 70s, right? We did some stuff that we did some stuff I don't even want to think about that I did, let alone my parents. I went to Perry High School on the north side. Let me tell you, I was not an angel. None of us were.
No.
However, we were lucky.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
It's not like these were bad kids or bad parents.
No.
I mean, these parents are deeply involved with their kids' lives. They run wrestling programs. They're coaches. They're part of their churches. Their families are tight-knit. It's not like these were negligent parents. These were kids being kids, and when you're a kid in the country, you drive around on windy roads.
You do.
Kind of do that.
You do.
Right? It's not like this is like, oh my God, I can't believe they did this. All I can say to that is, oh my God, didn't you do this?
So when you go to the restaurant, you don't order the sandwich. You go back to in the kitchen, and you find out about the people making the sandwich.
Yeah.
Did you find what you were looking for yesterday?
It was everywhere.
Okay.
It was everywhere. What I was looking for, I didn't know what I was looking for, but it was evident as soon as I went an hour early just to understand what was, who was going to show up, what the reaction was going to be. And I was unsurprised. Nothing about what happened yesterday surprised me. Seeing that outpouring of love from the community, from waitresses and mechanics, people that knew the family, didn't know the family, they all showed up. Kids showed up. It is a high mark of who we are, and you see the U.S. Steel president there, right there with them.
That's amazing.
Standing in line, hugging people, showing his love, no different than the guy that works beside the other steel workers on the line. It was no different. Everybody was equal that day.
Hey,
and I think they always are. I think they always are equal.
I cannot let you go without bringing up this Warwick thing. It's taken on a life of its own. Heck, Senator McCormick brought it up. Heck, I went to an event last night. 10 politicians asked me what the hell happened. She lost her mind. But I think we saw her true colors as she attacked ICE and cops and me and everything that we represent. She thinks sucks. I think we learned a lot about the far left wokesters from that interview, don't you?
Oh yeah, and if you and I pay attention to these things at a granular level.
Yeah.
Right? You and I are not surprised by this.
No.
If you have followed her at all, this is who she is, and there was no sense of being embarrassed to display. I mean, she was proud of it.
Yes.
And I'm just really curious about the people of Greenfield.
Yes.
And here's the problem with those with city council races and even races for mayor. Look at the percentage of people that show up in a Democratic primary because that's where it's decided, right? It's like 13% of the people.
20's a big day.
So yeah, 20 is a big. That's like a banner day,
big
right?
Day.
And I don't if you live in Greenfield and you don't like her, well, and you didn't vote or you didn't encourage people to vote, then you get the elections you deserve. You get the politicians you deserve. People need to be robustly involved. And by the way, presidential politics, that's like the sexy Hollywood version of why we should be involved. The people that impact our lives the most are state reps, state senators, city councilmen, county councilmen. You know, all of these people impact your life every day. And so if you don't participate,
this is what you
if
get,
you say,
sister.
oh, the other guy will win, well, then you aren't participating in your own life.
Boom. Selena Zito, love you. Fantastic stuff. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Truth to power. She's the best. She's brilliant. Man, she's good. From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Ellen, what's up?
Well, Marty, we continue to have this traffic trouble for folks who are traveling the Parkway East City side, trying to get toward the point and the lower deck of the outbound Fort Pitt Bridge. We have an accident right by the Stanwyck Street off-ramp, and that is tying up one left lane, and so you have very heavy traffic in that area backing before the off-ramp for 2nd Avenue by the county jail. Extra time is a great idea there. Parkway West inbound backs at the top of Green Tree Hill. Parkway East is slow go at Edgewood Swissvale. And the Public Parking Authority of Pittsburgh has reminded folks that because of a flood advisory issued for the Ohio River, they are recommending that patrons remove their vehicles from the Mon Wharf parking area prior to 6 tonight if possible. Just keeping in mind those potential rising waters because of all the rain we've received. With AAA Traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Listen to the Marty Griffin Show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
I was ordering food from our usual place for the big meeting. My VP said, please God, no.
For workplaces suffering with corporate catering deficiency, every day's a struggle.
The food was always meh and over budget. Before Easy Cater, I thought that was normal.
Easy Cater is designed to treat CCD with a huge variety of restaurants, help meet dietary needs, and stay on budget. Use daily. One platform lets you save time and thrive. Ask your web browser about Easy Cater or start an order at easycater.com.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
For generations, you've listened to us in your kitchen, catching baseball games on your front porch, and ending your day as your bedtime buddy. Now, you can watch us every day on your TV with our new KDKA Radio YouTube page or by clicking on KDKARadio.com. It's presented by Metropolitan Windows. Same great content, more live visuals. The voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Being diagnosed with leukemia, lymphoma, myeloma, or one of over 100 other types of blood cancer makes people want more time to do the things they love. That means more time to be artists, prom dates, world travelers, and moms. We are Blood Cancer United, the world's leading organization focused solely on blood cancer research, support, and advocacy. We do the most for more people with blood cancer, so people with blood cancer can do more of whatever they want. Blood Cancer United. Join us at bloodcancerunited.org.
And now for a business news update from the Pittsburgh Business Times. I'm managing editor Mike Larson. Chancellor Emeritus Mark Nordenberg will step down as chair of the Institute of Politics and director of the Dick Thornburg Forum for Law and Public Policy on June 30th. concluding his official service to the University of Pittsburgh. Nordenberg leaves these roles in the hands of Samantha Balbier and Paul Supowitz, respectively. An instrumental figure at Pitt for almost 5 decades, Nordenberg served as Dean of the School of Law, then as Chancellor, before becoming a leader at the Public Service Initiatives. Also, add a major regional nonprofit to the ongoing wave of companies headed to Nova Place on the north side. That would be the United Way of southwestern Pennsylvania, a nonprofit that's been based on Penn Avenue in the Strip District that leverages about $30 million in support to a variety of community initiatives each year. According to an announcement by JLL, the United Way has committed to a almost 11,000 square foot office on the 7th floor of Nova Tower 2 at Nova Place. And now well-established reposting of its one-time Allegheny Center into what's become a busy hub of companies of all kinds. United Way is expected to make the move from its current office at the Buncher Company's Penn Liberty Plaza late this year. For more on these stories and other local business news, log on to PittsburghBusinessTimes.com. I'm Mike Larson.
He's live, he's local, he's Marty Griffin. 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
I wanted to mention a video that I posted on social, and I'm going to tell you why. There's it's about 4 minutes long. I don't know if I've seen anything like this in my career, but it's kind of indicative of what's happening in our society and our culture, where people decide they do what they want to do when they want to do it, and they don't give a damn about the consequences. A woman with, I'm told by my friends in law enforcement, a significant criminal history, significant issues with drugs and alcohol, and criminal offenses, was in a Giant Eagle in White Oak. And I would challenge you to watch the video. It's on my social, and it's like nothing you've ever seen in your life. She went berserk. And I'm telling you this because this is what judges and cops are trying to wrap their arms around. And the owners of businesses. Like, they don't know what the hell to do. Because whether it's theft, and Giant Eagle, like any other big box store, any other multi-billion-dollar business, has insane shrink problems. Insane. Shrink is theft. Most big businesses like Giant Eagle lose more in shrink than they make in profit in terms of percentage. It's a fact. And this woman, with an extensive criminal record, had to be arrested inside the store, naked. Naked. She injured 2 people. Indecent assault, indecent exposure, criminal mischief, disorderly conduct, open lewdness, harassment. It's unbelievable that we live in a society where this is now part of the play. And let me say this about how Giant Eagle managed this. If you get a chance to watch the video, there's a manager from the store who did 2 amazing things. Number 1, he's on the phone with police. And by the way, they arrived in under 4 minutes and arrested that woman. And number 2, he held her off. In fact, Rambo customers tried to assault her. One guy tried to lift her up and carry her away, and he said, no, 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 no. And folks, it's bedlam. And that store manager professionally handled this. And I got to tell you this. That man was calm, cool, and collect in making sure that this woman was under control and that this situation didn't get worse. We live in a society where people decide they do what the hell they want to do when they want to do it. And this woman has a history of this. And I don't know what you do with her.
You know, Marty, the manager actually protected the Giant Eagle customers.
Yeah, he was amazing.
He protected the woman.
He did.
And he protected the customers, as you said, that interacted. And there were also customers videotaping. I remember seeing the video.
Oh, the commentary was bizarre.
It was crazy. But I know one woman did fight.
She did.
The lady.
She did.
Knocked her down. And I heard customers in the video saying to her, because she said the woman who knocked the woman who was naked down said, "All right, I'm leaving." And the customer said, or someone from Giant said, "No, stay. She attacked you first." So they actually, kudos to Giant Eagle.
They did a hell of a job with it.
Yes, sir. They protected, that manager protected everybody in the store.
You know, everybody says they should have done more what?
Well, there was really nothing else you could do.
Right on.
Except keep everybody away from the young lady. And mental illness is real. I'm not saying that she was mentally ill or challenged.
No, I get where you're coming from, man. I get where you're coming from.
Because you're speaking about society. And in this society, us ignoring mental illness as a whole.
And or drug and or alcohol
Correct.
abuse.
It's coming back to harm.
Tell me this. So the video is startling to see.
Yeah, it took my breath away.
It does.
Honestly.
Giant Eagle went above and beyond. And the truth of the matter is, we live in a world where that sort of thing happens day in and day out. And it's unbelievable. And there's no end in sight. And I don't know where we go from here.
When you need to know, depend on the news leader. At home, in your car, or at work. The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM, AM 1020, and KDKARadio.com.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for mom.
Wintertime, freezing temperatures, busted pipes. Man, that's terrible. And when that pipe breaks, damage spreads fast. It's terrible. That's when you call Service Master Greater Pittsburgh. Yep. 24/7, 365. Residential and commercial water damage emergencies. Stopping that damage, cleaning up the mess, getting your property back to normal and fast. When winter hits hard, demand that yellow van. Service Master Greater Pittsburgh. Call 412-RECOVER. That's 412-RECOVER.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois.
Larry Older here. You know, one of the most rewarding parts of sharing Relief Factor with you is hearing real stories like that of Sandra. She tells us, "I've been hearing about Relief Factor on the radio for a couple of years, and I finally decided to try it because nothing else was helping my back pain. I know the feeling." With a 3-week quick start, she said, "I went for it. Now I feel like a new person." That's Sandra's own words, and it's so gratifying to hear. I've told you about my brother Kirk having difficulty going up and down the stairs in the morning. He wouldn't listen to me. I told him to take Relief Factor. He finally did. Began moving better, feeling stronger. Too bad he didn't listen earlier. Try it for yourself. The 3-week quick start. And see how Relief Factor could be your game changer too. It is only $19.95. Think about it. Do the math. Less than $1 a day. So Call 800-4RELIEF. That's 800, the number 4RELIEF, or go to relieffactor.com, all one word, relieffactor.com. How will it feel to be out of pain? 800-4RELIEF, relieffactor.com.
SchultzFord.com, 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 SchultzFord.com.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
36 and overcast at 12 o'clock. I'm Paul Rasmussen. A flood warning has been extended through 4:30 this afternoon in Greene County and southwestern Washington County. The National Weather Service says flooding caused by excessive rainfall is continuing in those areas. And the Parking Authority is asking customers who park vehicles on the Mon Wharf to remove them by 6 p.m. tonight. The Ohio River is now expected to crest at over 19 feet tomorrow, which will flood the parking area. Flyers circulating on social media are calling on teens to take part in a downtown takeover. The time and location is unclear. It comes less than a week after a brawl at Market Square that officers had to break up with pepper spray. Police Chief Jason Lando told KDKA's Marty Griffin the department will be prepared.
We're not relying on off-duty details for this. These are actually officers that are on duty that we're shifting from other areas around the city to make sure that we have an adequate presence downtown tonight.
Chief Lando said planning started as soon as the department became aware of the possible takeover. Lando said they've been having discussions all week and is confident the Bureau of Police is prepared. Speaker Mike Johnson will meet with House Republicans now that the Senate has approved funds for the Department of Homeland Security, including TSA, but not immigration operations. The House is expected to take up the bill today. The measure can end a 42-day shutdown that's forcing TSA employees to work without pay and creating security line backups at major airports. Will Pennsylvania legalize adult recreational cannabis during this year's legislative session? News Radio KDKA's David Bolorado spoke to a major proponent of that.
Squirrel Hill Democratic State Representative Dan Frankel says recent legislation introduced by the Senate by Republican Senator Dan Laughlin, creating a cannabis control board, faces an uncertain future because the controlling GOP does not appear to be of one mind on the topic.
They're the first ones to talk about the state of the state budget, which is, they would claim, spending money out of reserves and COVID money and not dealing with, they claim, as a structural deficit. The fact of the matter is they won't deal with creating a new revenue stream.
He thinks the state could generate $750 million in new revenue each year, not to mention taxing and regulating skill games, otherwise leaving $1 billion just sitting on the table. David Bolorado, News Radio KDKA.
The Pennsylvania Innocence Project says thousands of people will be affected by a state Supreme Court ruling this week. With more on that, News Radio KDKA's Paul Alexander.
Mandatory life sentences for felony murder. Neelam Sanvi, the legal director of Pennsylvania Innocence Project, says people that didn't commit the violent act or didn't have the intent to kill will no longer be given a mandatory life sentence. She says the legislature must now create a process to handle resentencing.
We're very hopeful that this will eventually be held to apply to everyone in this situation so that anyone convicted of felony murder in Pennsylvania can have the individualized sentencing that the court has said is required.
Sanvi says this ruling had the support of the governor, former prosecutors, and even victims' families. Paul Alexander, News Radio, KDKA.
On Wall Street, the Dow is down 408 points at 45,552. The Nasdaq down 238 and the S&P down 51 now. KDKA Sports, the Bucks and Pens are off today. The Pirates will resume their series with the Mets tomorrow at 4:15, and tomorrow evening the Pens host Dallas at 5 p.m. The news is brought to you by P.J. Fitzpatrick. Home improvements with no interest financing if you need it. TrustPJ.com. KDKA Radio News Time, 12:04. It's 36 and overcast in Pittsburgh. The AccuWeather forecast is next.
Hey, it's Marty. Are you tired of pain or fear of falling that's holding you back, struggling with balance, neuropathy, or joint pain? At Monroeville Physical, spelled F-Y-Z-I-C-A-L, physical therapy is done differently because you are different. Folks, this place is amazing. I've seen it firsthand. Shoulder pain, knee pain, balance issues. They attack it and work it, and it works. Call today. Monroeville Physical, F-Y-Z-I-C-A-L, 412-457-8200.
At Billview Associates, we know that unpredictable and volatile markets can be emotionally unsettling.
For more than 30 years, our experienced financial advisors have been guiding clients with customized financial planning through ever-changing market conditions. If you are considering financial planning or a reassessment of your current investment strategies, we are here to help. Bill Few Associates Wealth Management, 412-630-6000, or visit our website at billfew.com.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Breezy and much colder for the rest of today, with clouds breaking for some late-day sun, the high 47. Becoming mainly clear tonight, brisk and cold, low 25. Tomorrow, more sun than cloud, breezy and quite chilly, high 44. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
Hey, it's Andrew Filipponi for my guys at Comer & Cross. With warmer weather, right now is the right time to call Comer & Cross at 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. Before that schedule fills up, your new Comer & Cross garage floor will transform your garage in just one day. And take it from me, you will love it. Comer & Cross makes it so simple. They take all the stuff out of the garage for you. They can even make it secure on site. They'll fix your cracks and pits in your garage perfectly. In one day, you're driving on your gleaming new Comer & Cross garage floor. It is an incredible experience. So take advantage of Comer & Cross's great offer right now, the gold standard, a garage floor that's never going to chip, crack, or show tire lift like epoxy or paint ever again. And these are pros, not subcontractors. So call Comer & Cross for your free, quick, and easy estimate before that schedule fills up. Call 1-800-NEW-FLOOR or just say, hey, Siri, call 1-800-NEW-FLOOR to speak to them. Or go to COMERcross.com.
Amazon Business empowers leaders with smart business buying tools, leaving time to focus on strategy and growth. Free up your teams and focus on your future at AmazonBusiness.com.
It's Marty Griffin on the voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
I posted a picture on social this morning of Brat. One of my boys, his name's Brian. He's in Greensburg. Brat was his dog. Brat was his family, his best friend. I mean this, it was his best friend. Brat, he had Brat for a dozen years. Brat had cancer and died in front of Brian a couple days ago. He's devastated. He bought a casket and he buried Brat on his property. He's depressed, he's anxious. He's feeling that loss. And I did it because pets, dogs, they're more than this thing we kind of rub their back and give them a little food. They're family, man. And when they die, it's hard enough. The pain is palpable. Data suggests that the death of his dog is more significant for many folks than the passing of a family member. Believe it if you want. To add insult to that, for the thousands of pet owners and dog owners in Pittsburgh and this region who find out that this scumbag, this cockroach, who promised to take the body of their beautiful pet and cremate it and give them the remains, that he lied and cheated and stole and mistreated these valuable animals that are now family, is disgusting and vile. And state leaders are right now on the precipice of changing that, creating some checkpoints, some backup, so that you can feel comfortable about the handling of your pet after the pet dies. At the forefront with her passionate story to make sure this happens is my friend Chris. Hi, Chris. How are you?
I'm good, Marty. How are you?
This has been a hell of a journey for you, hasn't it?
It has. It has.
Tell us your story and your pet's story, how significant this is and the journey is.
Okay, well, Cooper, he was a white lab beagle mix. He passed away. It'll be 5 years, April 22nd. He passed away in Florida. He was 12 weeks old when I got him. And That puppy dedicated his entire life to me.
Right on.
He would not eat without being able to see his mom.
Aww.
If Mom left the room, he was there. And if he was asleep and I left the room, he came looking for me. He was my baby boy. When he passed away in Florida, I was visiting my father, and he passed away. What we found out was congestive heart failure. He died in my arms. I felt and heard the last beat of his heart.
Oh, my.
My husband flew to Florida, and we drove his body back to Pennsylvania because we wanted Patrick Vereb, who had cremated my daughter's previous dog, to cremate Cooper. And
the scumbag criminal at the focus of this.
Yeah, he's a monster.
He's a cockroach. He's a monster.
Yeah, I have better words for him. Cockroach is a compliment.
Yeah.
He delivered a beautiful package. It was a beautiful picture urn and a clay paw print in a frame. And, I mean, it was absolutely wonderful. And I saw what he had done for my daughter's dog, Dakota, and I wanted that for my beloved Cooper. And he did that. They came to the house. They picked Coopy up. I had to leave the room because I couldn't watch him be taken out. Cooper was my heart dog. I try not to cry, but, you know, he was my baby.
Hell yeah.
And then I find out 4 years later, after I had lost Cooper's companion, Piper, the day after my birthday, that I see this thing on the news that Vereb was not cremating dogs. He was taking them to landfills to contact the Attorney General. About 2 weeks later, I got a letter in the mail that confirmed that Cooper indeed was not cremated. I fell to my knees. I almost passed out because it was my worst nightmare come true. And then I got pissed off, Marty. And I said, this is not going to happen to anybody else. How do I know that I even have Piper? That year on Good Friday, I sat across from this man in his office picking up Piper, Cooper's companion, picking up her urn and paw print and everything, and I hugged the man and thanked him for what a beautiful job he did, only to find out 12 days later that he threw my dog into a landfill.
And now you hate him, as so many people do.
Hate is not strong enough. Hate is not strong enough. I've imagined things that I wanted to do to him if I ever saw him on a street.
I get it.
But he's not worth going to jail for.
No, I get it. And then I opened the show with that story about Brat because these dogs are a family. They're our
babies. And we have to be their voices. They can't tell us what's wrong. We have to stand up for them. And that's what this is about. The motivation behind me getting a hold of senators and getting a hold of legislators and getting petitions signed. First of all, I was not going to stop until I won. I will not stop. This is in loving memory of my beloved Cooper and every other dog that he did this to.
Hell yeah.
And I'm not going to stop. I started a class action lawsuit against the SOB as well.
Hell yeah.
And money isn't gonna bring any of these back. Money is not gonna fix our heartbreak. But you know what? It's gonna make that SOB suffer.
Right on.
The only way to hit him is in the pocket, in the wallet.
I love your passion. I love your commitment. You just didn't walk away in pain. You want the right thing to happen for people like you down the road.
Well, I did my grieving after I found this out, and I grieve every day.
I can tell.
There's remnants of Cooper through my entire house. I kiss his urn goodnight every night and tell him that Mama loves him. But Cooper was my driving force, and you know what? That dog dedicated his life to me. I've dedicated changing things to him.
Hey, Chris, can you hang for a minute?
Absolutely.
Okay, we're going to talk about where this goes from here because because of her passion, you hear it, I love her, has made tremendous progress with state leaders who give a damn. Hang in there. You got to hear this.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
Premium roofing starts with a team you can count on. Call the Genius Choice in Roofing. Home Genius Exteriors, where you get a dedicated project team with certified installers. Right now, get 50% off roofing materials, plus no interest and no payments till 2027. Call Home Genius Exteriors now at 855-UR-GENIUS to schedule your free, no-obligation roof and attic inspection. That's 855, the letter U, the letter R, Genius. Home Genius Exteriors, a different experience. See website for details.
I know two women that both graduated from CCAC with nursing degrees have no debt. No debt. Folks, right now, CCAC is ready for spring semester classes. 130 different programs. My daughter's best friend transferred 2 full years of credits from CCAC with $2,000 in debt. That's it. Folks, it's the place to go for 130 programs. CCAC rocks. They get it.
Tune in this Sunday morning at 8 for the Coons Cooking Hour with Rob Pratt and the Coons Market team when they discuss seafood, Seder meals, and family traditions. It's the Coons Cooking Hour presented by Coons Market, your hometown Pittsburgh grocer.
At Perry Calder, the law firm, they have AI, all right, but it's attorney intelligence. John Perry is one of my close friends. I have brought family and friends into his office. They have doctors on staff to investigate some of the biggest settlements in Pennsylvania. They care and they win. At Perry Calder, they make sure that you're taken care of. Perry Calder, 412-281-4200. Perry Calder, 412-281-4200. AI, all right. Attorney intelligence. Check them out.
Embark on an unforgettable journey through Japan and South Korea with AAA, April 3rd through the 12th, 2027. Sail 9 incredible nights aboard the boutique luxury ship Azamara Pursuit. Enjoy immersive overnights and extended time in port. Experience samurai towns, bonsai gardens, and incredible cuisine. Relax with fine dining, premium beverages, and shipboard gratuities included. Club veranda staterooms start at $4,569 per person, double occupancy. Visit your local AAA branch or call 1-800-354-8761 today.
I have serious problems with my voice. Cancer-related stuff. I end up with probably the best speech therapist, surgeon, doctor in the world at UPMC. Spent 2 days with them. Different breathing, different medications. And you probably noticed my voice has been better than ever for the last 2 weeks. My point is, when you get engaged with UPMC, they make sure you're okay. Life-saving, life-changing information. UPMC. Love it.
A luxury vacation home where the only decision is pool time or beach time. Your own private indoor pool, a real movie theater, a kitchen big enough for everyone to cook together. Whether it's a deep water dock on the lake or a private path to the ocean, SWAC Vacation Rentals has the place where this summer's memories are made. And when you book direct, you skip the extra platform fees and you get the best price. Give yourself something better to look forward to this year. Let's be honest, you've earned it. Visit SWAC, SWACK vacations.com.
Life-saving, life-changing information. UPMC. Love it.
This is CBS Eye on Veterans. As we search for ways to stop suicide within the veteran community, psychedelic medicine shows incredible promise. Former Navy SEAL Chief Anthony Rivera struggled for years, but eventually tried Ibogaine, and he shared what this life-changing experience was like.
Beautiful, bright, vivid pastel colors, constantly forming into new shapes. And I looked down and I saw that I was part of the tapestry. Literally no end to me in the beginning of this quote unquote nothingness. And just as I had that awareness, I was met with limitless, unconditional love.
It's one of the most successful law and justice programs in television history that continues to uncover the truth and investigate true crime cases. 48 Hours, CBS Saturday, and streaming on Paramount+.
The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
So why today? Why Chris? Well, a bill was unanimously approved by the state 3 days ago. This is actually a big deal. that would kind of sort of regulate cremations. And this is a long time in coming. And it all comes from her passion and state leaders. And it's called the Holding Funeral Homes Accountable for Pet Cremations. And it's because of women like Chris that this is happening. Chris, I know you're sad about this, and I know this changed your life, but you are going to change other lives. Describe what this means and how it would protect pet owners, my dear.
Sure. First of all, what it means to me is that any of my future pets and my family's future pets and everybody out there can rest assured that because of this bill and hopefully the governor signing it into law eventually is going to protect all of us. And it's not about financial loss or anything. It's about your beloved pet. You want your pet with you for the rest of your life. I've made arrangements for my pet's urns to be in my casket with me when I go. Wow. I want my babies with me.
Aww.
That's how much they mean to me. This is going to it's going to change a lot of things, obviously. It's going to hold them accountable. They need to be transparent in the handling and the processing, and I hate to use that word, of the cremation for our pets. You know, if I give me a tag number, let me be able to follow the process, so I know that's my dog. Identify it. Absolutely.
Hey, let me tell
absolutely.
You,
and
let me
they're
tell you
going to be punished if they screw it up.
Right on. And let me tell you something, Chris, and this is going to give you the chills. When I was in Texas, we went undercover with cameras inside a crematory, okay? For humans, this crematory owner was putting 2 to 3 bodies on to be cremated at the same time, mixing it together, and not to be a jerk, but it became like Raisin Bran, 2 scoops of anything that she had in a big crate beside some door. Mm-hmm. So my point is, what you're doing is protecting against that disgusting criminal behavior that rips people's lives apart, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I don't care if it has 2 legs or 4 legs. People need to be held accountable.
Hell yeah. And so walk us through it. If my pet is cremated, how will I be able to check up on this with this new legislation?
Well, that's still in the works as far as the specifics. But first of all, if let's just say that if your pet does not pass at home and you have to go to the vet and you have to make that gut-wrenching choice, the vet office needs to be able to tell you where your pet is going or give you the option of where your pet can go or be transported to.
Right on.
The vet's office, I feel that the vet's office should be held accountable. They need to check to make sure, does this crematorium, the person that's taking this pet away, do they cremate the bodies or is it a third party that does it?
No, you're right again.
And they need to be able to provide that information to the grieving family.
Right on.
That's the way it should be.
Right on.
You should be able to get a number, a tag, something to follow the animal through the process. And this should be a completely transparent process.
Hell yeah.
I have to tell you that Green on 65, I think it's Emsworth. It could be further down the road on 65. You can actually, not that I would want to, my husband would do it, but I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
You can actually watch your pet be put into the cremation chamber.
Yeah, I heard they're wonderful.
They're from what I've heard, they're wonderful. I hope I don't have to find out for many, many years. But
hey, Chris.
Let
me ask you something.
Sure.
You said that you have remnants of Cooper around the house. How do you know they're his remains? How do you know?
I don't.
I see.
I don't. But in my heart, I just have to believe that when I kiss that urn goodnight, that's Coopy in there.
Because that was never answered for you, right? Right?
No. They just said that there's no record of his cremation. I just have to believe in my heart that that's my Cooper in there. I have to make myself believe that. And what I meant by having remnants of Cooper everywhere, I have a wall dedicated in my living room to Cooper. with baby pictures of him.
Hey,
and
do me a favor.
Pictures
When we're
of the
done,
two
shoot
of
me a
us.
nice
Absolutely.
video. Shoot me a video and talk about what we're seeing and send it to me, okay? I'll post that.
I would love to. I would love to.
Hey,
I would
Chris,
love to.
all you want is responsible parties to be responsible. That's it.
I want our pets treated with dignity
Hell
that
yeah.
they deserve in death as well as the handling of them. They need to be treated. You know, they're not here to be kicked around and tossed into a damn garbage bag, thrown into a landfill, okay? I love my pets. They sleep on the bed with me at night.
It's true.
They get special things. You know, my kids look at me and say, geez, you think more of the dog than you do me. Well, you know what? That's not true, but I love my babies.
Well,
you know, right.
Let me
right,
say this.
Exactly.
Let me say this. I love you because my wife is in that space with our dog right now. That's her baby. And you know what I told her?
Yep.
I'm so glad she makes you happy.
Yep.
Period. It's when you come through the door, they love you every day, and it's hard to let go of that feeling.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, yeah. Cooper used to bring me a toy every time I walked through the door.
Right on.
He would run and go find a toy and bring it to me. It was like, here, Mom, I missed you all day. And I was so happy to see that face. And you know, you live with those good memories after they're gone. But what this monster did to my Cooper,
yep.
I can't ever forgive that.
No, come on.
But I
Why
can
would
use
you?
that
Right on.
as a driving
Right
force
on.
to make things better.
Right on. Chris, I love
and that's what I've done.
Anything you ever need, you know where to get me. And shoot me that video, okay?
I definitely will, Marty, and thank you so much.
Oh, I love you. I love your passion. You're what makes the world spin in the right direction.
Thank you, sir.
She chases the rabbit, man, when most people just sit at home and complain. It's that that keeps us going every day. I'm serious. Her motivation to make a difference, to help other pet owners, is a friggin' beautiful thing. And I wish I could tell you that she was alone in this pain. This monster, this cockroach, did this to thousands of people and their pets that were their family and still are. He will be punished, but this law will protect folks down the road. I hope. We'll make sure it does.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS like Mark?
I've been doing home remodeling for 30 plus years, but the economy crashed. I wound up losing my home, losing my job, and on top of that, owing the IRS a ton of money. I owed the IRS $114,000. It really, truly was the worst part of my life.
Then Mark found tax relief advocates.
On news radio, I heard about TRA, and I thought, what's the worst that could happen? So I picked up the phone and I called them. When it was all said and done, TRA settled my $114,000 debt for $100, and I'm telling you, I was ecstatic. Could not believe it. Would recommend TRA to anyone.
If you owe 10 or even hundreds of thousands of dollars to the IRS, don't lose hope. Do what Mark did and call TRA for a consultation.
But TRA did. They gave me a second chance, and I'm forever grateful.
Visit TRA.com or call 800-491-9914. 800-491-9914. That's 800-491-9914.
Mommy, can I sit in the front seat just this one time? Please, please, please.
No, not yet.
But why?
Because I love you, and you're just not ready yet. Now, get in the back so I can get you in your car seat, please.
Putting your kids in the right seat for their age and size is an act of love. Check that your kids are in the right seat at NHTSA.gov/the right seat. Love protects. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
After my accident, people warned me to slow down. I said, I don't know how. Thanks to my VA care team, I haven't.
At VA, we're using technology to help veterans recover faster and live their lives to the fullest. Learn more at vacareers.va.gov/PSA.
From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Cloudy and 44 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 12:30. I'm Paul Alexander. Police have been preparing this week for a possible downtown takeover less than a week after a brawl in Market Square. News Radio KDKA's Paul Rasmussen reports.
Planning started as soon as one of the department's crime analysts spotted a flyer on social media calling for a takeover. Police Chief Jason Lando talked about it with KDKA's Marty Griffin.
Whenever we are made aware of a potentially larger scale event, we want to make sure that we bring in adequate resources to address whatever problems might occur.
The time and location of any takeover is unclear. Chief Lando said on-duty officers are being moved from other areas in the city for what he calls an adequate presence downtown tonight. Lando also said he's confident the Bureau of Police is prepared. Paul Rasmussen, News Radio KDKA.
Pennsylvania health officials highlighted a program making sure girls don't miss school because period products are now free in classroom statewide. News Radio KDK's Tamira Rush has those details.
Pennsylvania Secretary of Health Dr. Deborah Bogan visited Steard Classical Academy this week to highlight how this historic $6 million investment is helping students across Pennsylvania.
Studies show that 1 in 4 students struggled to afford period products and also missed class entirely because they didn't have what they needed. When a student misses school, it's not just one day, it's a ripple effect that impacts test scores, graduation rates, and eventually the future of our Commonwealth.
Bogan says free period products in schools help ensure that Pennsylvania's more than 650,000 girls have a peace of mind so they can focus on their education. Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
There's a big need, especially around Easter, to find foster homes for rabbits. Rabbit Wranglers is a nonprofit focused on helping abused, neglected, and abandoned bunnies in need of foster homes.
They provide homes for these bunnies, but there's only about 40 foster families and like double the bunnies in need.
The Christy Graver of Pittsburgh Magazine, she's offering opportunities for anyone that may be interested in fostering a bunny. You can call that organization and set up an orientation.
Volunteers will be given everything they need to transform their homes into bunny havens, from exercise pens and vinyl flooring to food and litter boxes. And yes, bunnies can be litter box trained.
She says rabbits are the third most popular companion animal behind dogs and cats. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 474 points, the Nasdaq down 283. The S&P 500 is down 60. KDK Radio News Time, 12:32. Our next update at 1 o'clock. I'm Paul Alexander, and the voice of Pittsburgh. News Radio, KDKA.
Brian Schlaba here from the Home Buyers of Pittsburgh. Born and raised right here. Since 2015, we've helped over 1,000 Pittsburgh homeowners sell their houses quickly and without the stress. No repairs, cleanouts, inspections, or appraisals. We give fast and fair cash offers. Buy your home as is, and you choose the closing day. Visit homebuyersoftpittsburgh.com or call 412-500-9057. That's 412-500-9057.
Pittsburgh's local trusted homebuyer since 2015.
Motley Crue, the return of the Carnival of Sins. Friday, July 17th, the Pavilion at Star Lake. The Crew celebrates the 20th anniversary of Carnival of Sins. Motley Crue, with performances by Tesla and Extreme. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com. Motley Crue, part of the Minutemen Workforce Solutions Concert Series.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Breezy and much colder for the rest of today than it was yesterday as clouds break for some late-day sun, high 47. Mainly clear, brisk and cold tonight, though 25. Sunshine and some clouds tomorrow, breezy and very chilly, the high 44. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
Hi, this is elder law attorney Carl Zachariah. Betty called me last week because her mother's in a nursing home and had given her $30,000 2 years ago. I told her that 5-year look back will not apply. We can get it fixed. Call Zachariah Brown at 724-942-6200 or visit PittsburghElderLaw.com.
Sorry, finishing a snack. Do you watch The Pit? This show is fantastic. It's unbelievable if you get the chance. If you don't have it, buy it. It's on, is it HBO Max? I think so. I'm going to tell you why. Last night, it's funny how art imitates life. And that's why I love Dr. Jess from Physical. She's going to get this. So they bring an older couple in last night into the hospital from Squirrel Hill, Jess. This is the truth. And they write this into the script. And the husband and wife are living alone. They're both 80, and they're kind of starting to deteriorate, right? He hits her with the car in the driveway. Hurts her hip. And what they do, Jess, and I completely thought of you, is they ask him to take his shoes off, the husband. And they see that his feet are black and blue. And then they ask him if he can feel it. He says no. Then they ask him to stand, and he almost falls. And I swear to God, if this isn't art imitating life, you know what I'm saying? You live this every single day. Do you know?
We really do, Marty. We have people coming in all the time who tell us that they can't feel their feet and they no longer able to drive because their family members are concerned about them. Or they come in and they tell us they have neuropathy and we go to assess the sensation in their feet, or we do our neuropathy protocol and one of our therapists finds something like a wound or a torn piece of skin, and we want that patient to be aware of that because a lot of times they don't look and they can't see down there.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, they just bumped her off. Jess, if you can hear me, call us back. There are folks testing. We've got Stanley Marks from UPMC calling in, and they wanted to test the VMix, and they did, and now Jess is frozen. So if you can hear me, call us. Try that again. All right, Jess? So the point is, and what you're saying is so valid, is that this happens so much. And this happens so much. This happens so much in real life that so many people have issues with neuropathy. My father-in-law is 80, and they came to see us, and he has a rental car. Do you see her? Is she back? No. And my father, he comes in the house. I said, how you doing? He says, fine. I said, how's the driving? And my father-in-law says, I can't feel the brakes or the gas. There's Jess. So art imitating life. This happens all the time, does it not, Jess?
It really does, Marty. We experience it on a daily basis.
And I'll tell you what was also fascinating, I thought about you. It's the same crap, and I get aggravated with this, is my father-in-law. Pulls up. He's driving a car. He cannot feel his feet. He cannot feel the brake or the gas. And my wife gets, this is a true story. God bless him. He's a wonderful man. My wife gets their driving record. And Jess, 4 accidents. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's a slippery slope, is it not? How do you manage this when people you love are having issues and getting them in to see someone like you to get help?
A lot of times we appeal to their psychological well-being as well. So I talk to a lot of my patients. I'll give you an example. I had a 94-year-old woman come in this week, Marty, who told me that she doesn't know why her kids want her here doing therapy. And after I assessed her, she was at a moderate risk of falls. And so I told her, your family wants you here and I want you here so that you can stay living at home by yourself, so that you can stay safe and that they can have peace of mind so that they can not worry about you constantly. So trying to reframe it a little bit is one of the better ways that I've seen about trying to get people in here and advocating for themselves, and then also the family members advocating for them as well. And a lot of people don't realize that neuropathy can also affect your muscle strength. I can't tell you how many patients we have in here who have something called foot drop, where they're not able to pick their foot up anymore because they originally had neuropathy. Neuropathy has both motor and sensory components. Most people just think it's numbness and tingling or not being able to feel anything in their feet. But eventually, if you let it progress, it will result in weakness in your feet as well.
Wow. Hey, Jess, you can help someone who's 94? Is that true?
I can help anyone of any age,
That's
Marty.
amazing. No, really. What kind of progress do you plan to make with her? I love this.
We're going to do balance training so that, like I said, she can stay at home. Right now, she tends to do what we call furniture walking, where she doesn't want a device like a cane or a walker, so she'll hold on to the couch or she'll hold on to the walls. So we're going to work on really challenging balance activities in our amazing overhead support system, and she has zero risk of falling when she's in here.
Physical, 412-457-8200. 412-457-8200. I also think, and I know you know this and believe this, that it's on us to watch and learn and push the people we love who don't want, the guys especially, who are so damn stubborn, to get the help that you know they can get and improve, right? We can't just let it slide because mom and dad are stubborn.
It is on us. However, you have to play a fine line with it too, because if you push too much, you're going to get stronger resistance back as well. So the best thing that I found is a little bit of push and a little bit of give as well. So like I said, advocating for that person, saying, don't you want to stay at home and be independent as long as possible? Don't you want your family members to be able to not worry about you when they're not with you? Appealing to that independent aspect of things, because what ends up happening is that people are very resistive, and because they're stubborn, and I'm stubborn, Marty, and we want to maintain our independence. It's very difficult to accept the life that you have at 94 whenever all you think of is how well you were walking around at 54 and 64. So it's very difficult to move forward, but as long as you take it one step at a time and you get yourself in that right mindset, things are going to get better.
Jess with Physical, 412-457-8200. Hey, Doc, you kind of fought some of this with your own dad, did you not?
I did, and I'm fighting with my mom right now, too.
Oh, really? Well, tell me, how do you work through this?
A lot of it is just giving them a little bit of leeway, like I said. So instead of just hammering on my dad to come into therapy or hammering on my mom to do something, it's a little bit of, well, don't you think about how this is affecting me a little bit? Don't you want to stay independent?
Nice.
Do you want to keep driving? Do you want to stay at home? Putting it in their court, because if you keep telling somebody something over and over again, they're not necessarily going to respond to it. If they are able to figure it out themselves and live it, they respond much better.
Physical, 412-457-8200. Hey, you have this harness that you put folks in. They cannot fall. I've been in it 100 times. They cannot fall. And that's how you teach them.
They cannot fall.
They can't. It's amazing, right?
And that's the best thing. I've worked in other clinics where I don't have this overhead support system, and you don't challenge somebody the way that they truly need to be challenged. We had a therapist just before lunchtime, Marty, having a patient kneeling on the ground pretending to pull weeds. You're not going to be able to do that without the reassurance of having that overhead support system. We have people standing on one leg, walking on balance beams in their 80s.
Oh, wow.
We have people jumping on the trampoline in their 80s in the harness system.
That's beautiful. Jess, I love you. Your voice sounds great.
Thanks, Marty.
Jess from Physical, 412-457-8200. They are amazing people.
Ever notice how your floors still look dirty, even after you mop?
Yeah, what's up with that?
Swiffer Power Mop gives you a deeper clean you can actually see.
I'm listening.
Unlike string mops, Swiffer Power Mop absorbs more dirt and locks it away, even in those hard-to-reach spots.
Like behind the toilet?
Exactly. The new micro scrubbers deliver thousands of tiny deep cleaning actions, so your floors look, smell, and feel clean.
Bye-bye, dirty floors. Hello, Swiffer Power Mop.
Try the Swiffer Power Mop. Love it or your money back.
It's tax time, y'all. If you want to file free, this next one's for you.
Now taxes is so free. Tax-free edition only, roughly 37% of filers qualify. Simple form, 1040 returns only. This is tax.
Love that jam. Up next, commercials.
Intuit TurboTax Free Edition. See if you qualify at turbotax.com/free. No schedules except for earned income tax credit, child tax credit, student loan interest, and Schedule 1A.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA. Covered by JP Roofing and Siding. Pittsburgh's #1 platinum roofing company.
Amazon Business empowers leaders with smart business buying tools, leaving time to focus on strategy and growth. Free up your teams and focus on your future at AmazonBusiness.com.
Y108 presents Odyssey, The Night Before, powered by Bowser Chevrolet, starring Jason Aldean.
Hey, what's up, Pittsburgh? I'm Jason Aldean.
With special guests John Morgan and Shane Prophet. Wednesday, April 22nd, inside the Event Center at Rivers Casino, Pittsburgh. You can't buy a ticket to this show. You can only win your way in. Full details at y108.com. Presented by Miller Lite and brought to you by Giant Eagle, Pool City, True Green, and Broken Bow Records.
Hi, Paul Alexander here to let you know the KDKA has planned a fabulous 5-day Arizona getaway this September, and it's filling up fast. My wife, Shelley, and I want you to join us for an unforgettable trip based in beautiful Flagstaff, a relaxed mountain town that makes the perfect home base. From there, we'll explore the incredible red rocks of Sedona, travel by rail to the breathtaking Grand Canyon, a bucket list spot that everyone needs to see at least once. And then we'll take in the stunning scenery around Lake Powell with its deep blue water and wide open views. It's the perfect mix of sightseeing, natural beauty, and plenty of time to just enjoy where we are. And September is truly the sweet spot. Comfortable weather, no summer crowds, and everything planned for you. No guessing, no stress. Just show up and enjoy Arizona. Space is limited. Seats are disappearing quickly. Visit travelwithkdk.com or call 800-383-3131. Again, travelwithkdk.com or call 800-383-3131. Can't wait to see you there.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
If you're only good to your new friends, you're not going to have any old ones. Straight Talk gets it. That's why new and existing customers get free 5G phones on Verizon's 5G network. Pretty simple, really. You keep good people by being good people.
Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Taxes and fees apply. Plan purchase required for free phone offers. Copyright 2026 Verizon.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take Dayquil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the Dayquil.
Undo your flu symptoms with Dayquil Intense Flu. Dayquil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
Dayquil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu, medicine. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. A strategy shift at Apple. The company is said to be planning to open Siri to outside artificial intelligence systems. It's a major move aimed at boosting the iPhone as an AI platform. The assistant can already tap into ChatGPT through a partnership with OpenAI. But sources tell Bloomberg Apple will soon allow competing services such as Google's Gemini and Anthropic's Claude to do the same. Artificial intelligence firm Anthropic is said to be considering becoming a publicly traded company as soon as October. Sources tell Bloomberg the maker of the Claude chatbot has been in discussion with Wall Street banks. A listing could raise more than $60 billion, according to tech site The Information, valuing Anthropic at $380 billion. And Apple is handing out rare bonuses to iPhone hardware designers to fight poaching amid a wave of departures to AI startups like OpenAI. The bonuses are issued as stock units that vest over 4 years. They're worth roughly $200,000 to $400,000 over the full vesting period. Erica Herskowitz, Bloomberg Radio.
Have an issue in your community? Talk about it now with Marty Griffin. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
I get so many calls about this takeover downtown. It's supposed to happen at 4. It happened in Chicago in the last couple of days, so much so they had to arrest a bunch of teens, and they had to put a curfew in place. I spoke to the police chief, Jason Lando, at about, almost 3 hours ago. I wanted you to hear what he had to say about Pittsburgh cops and this takeover. Listen. So I'm reading this out of Chicago. These teens took over Chicago, 8 of them arrested. This takeover crap, and it is crap, it annoys the hell out of me. The notion that we've decided as a culture that this is cool, bedlam, mayhem, felons, ruining downtowns, and the plan is for it to happen here. And the prep is going on right now. And we're lucky to have Pittsburgh Police Chief Jason Lando on the phone. Good morning, Chief. How are you, sir?
Hey, good morning, Marty. I'm good. How are you?
It's a hell of a thing to have to try to manage, considering it's happening all over the country, sir, isn't it?
Yeah, as soon as we were made aware of this a few days ago, one of our crime analysts or intel analysts brought it to our attention. We immediately began, planning. We just want to be prepared, and we've been having these discussions all week, and I am confident that we are prepared.
So I had the public safety director on yesterday, and he says that you have talked with him about this and the mayor, that it goes beyond this possible takeover today, that you have to address what has been described, in essence, as a teen crime wave of sorts downtown. It's important, isn't it, sir?
Yeah, I mean, we obviously, we have a job to do as the police. We're also working with a number of our, government and community partners to address this concern. I think, the most important thing is we want people to feel safe when they're downtown. That's really important. Before I came back, we created a downtown public safety center, and there's officers out there every day specifically assigned to downtown. They do a heck of a job, but whenever we are made aware of a potentially larger scale event, we want to make sure that we bring in adequate resources, to address whatever problems might occur.
Chief Lando joining us. He's busy as hell, and I appreciate him popping on here. Hey, man, so I get a couple texts from cops who say that they're very frustrated with what's happening in the city right now with their contract and staffing, and as part of that, here's what I get. Most of the police details for downtown this afternoon went unfilled. Cops are getting fed up. That never happens. Is that accurate, sir?
I can't speak to that. You asked me to come on today and talk about plans for tonight. So I just, I'm teaching at the police academy right now, and we're on a 10-minute break. I'm trying to help you out, but I don't have all those details with me.
No, but that would be frustrating if you have call-offs, if men don't want to work, considering you're expecting this mayhem, sir.
Yeah, but we're not counting on that. We are counting on officers that we know are working. We've already planned to shift resources downtown for this afternoon and for tonight to address this potential, issue that we may or may not see come to fruition. I mean, we saw some posters circulating online, and we want to be prepared for it. So, we're not relying on off-duty details for this. These are actually officers that are on duty that we're shifting from other areas around the city to make sure that we have an adequate presence downtown tonight.
Hey, Chief, It takes more than the police department to manage this, doesn't it, sir? It takes a lot of partners, including the schools and the businesses, does it not, sir?
100%. It's all about the partnerships. A lot of times, police, because we are the most visible. I think a lot of people think that we are the ones that need to solve all of the world's problems, and we're limited in what we can do. And certainly, responding to and trying to prevent criminal activity is definitely in our wheelhouse. But we can't prevent young people from coming downtown. What we need are our outreach teams and our community partners to be having these conversations behind the scenes, and to provide other activities and opportunities for the young people. So coming downtown to just hang out isn't their most viable option for them. And so it is absolutely a team effort. And the other thing I want to say, we do have meetings on a regular basis with all of these community partners who want to step up and do their part. So, please don't think that I'm disparaging anyone. There are a lot of people at the table having these conversations right now.
Hey, Chief, attendance for the Kappa School and other schools downtown is down today. A couple of the big businesses have told folks to stay away. Should they, sir? Should they?
And again, Marty, that is a very personal decision for those businesses. All I can speak to is that we are doing our due diligence to make sure that we have more than enough officers downtown to be a visible presence, so people feel safe, but also plenty of officers to respond should something happen. And I can tell you that we've been working, having these discussions all week to make sure that we have those adequate resources down there starting this afternoon and through the late night tonight.
Before you go, sir, right now, kids are fighting downtown right now, and your cops are right now in the middle of breaking it up right now at 5th and Wood. It's a constant, chronic issue. It has to be addressed because your cops get there in seconds. But the problem is how it gets started, sir, and addressing the big picture much more than did the cops arrive on time, isn't it, sir?
100%, and that's why it goes back to that team concept where we say, hey, we know what we need to do as law enforcement, but we have our outreach teams. Our outreach teams help us. How can we get the schools to assist? Does the Port Authority play a role in some of this as it relates to buses? And again, I'm not saying that with any absolute any organization should be doing this or that, but we need everyone to come to the table to have these conversations because that's the only way we solve the problem is by doing it together.
Chief, appreciate you stepping up, sir. Thank you.
Absolutely. I got to run back to class, but thanks, Marty. Have a good day.
This takeover is supposed to happen about 4 o'clock. I'm certain Colin will be all over it. We will let you know, folks. We'll see.
When the weather turns bad, turn to us for the best news, weather, and traffic information from the KDKA Radio Storm Center. Presented by Duquesne Light Company. Larger than light. And brought to you by Butler Transit Authority. Online and on the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Many in the Pittsburgh region are fortunate to have enough food to never go to bed hungry. Your friends at Rome Monument would like to ask everyone to take a moment to raise some much-needed funds for the Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank. $1 provides 3 meals to a neighbor in need. The Diagardi family is grateful for your support of their 4th-generation business. On behalf of the Rome Monument family, thank you for considering a donation to this very worthy cause.
Don't delay in getting that plumbing repair done. Call Palucci Plumbing today for all of your plumbing needs. From trenchless sewer repair and waterline repairs and replacement, hot water tanks, sewer camera inspections, to Pittsburgh potty repairs, no job is too small for Palucci Plumbing. Owners Amy and Nick Palucci have been in business for 26 years, so give them a call for your next plumbing repair or replacement. Palucci Plumbing, 412-782-5050. That's 412-782-5050. 50-50.
Let's be honest. The hearing aid industry is broken. Overpriced clinics, pushy appointments, bills of $5,000 or more. That's the trap they hope you fall into. Don't let it happen. Audion Hearing is the escape. Their FDA-registered hearing aids cost just a fraction of the big brands, starting at only $98. Instead of paying as much as $5,000 plus all the doctor appointments and wasted time, you get what you need with no prescriptions, no office visits, no time wasted, and no crazy price tag. Call 800-700-HEAR. That's HEAR. Audion's cutting-edge devices are rechargeable, comfortable, and ready to use right out of the box. Try them risk-free for 45 days with lifetime support and real human help just a phone call away. Over 1 million people have already said yes to Audion Hearing. Join them. Don't let them take advantage of you. Break free from the trap. Call now 800-700-HEAR. That's HEAR for a very special offer. 800-700-HEAR or 800-700-4327.
Everyone needs to take care of their mental health, even running back Bijan Robinson.
When I'm on the field and feeling the pressure, I usually just take a deep breath. When I'm just breathing and seeing what's in front of me, everything just slows down. It just makes me feel great before I run the play.
Just like Bijan, we all need a strong mental game on and off the field. Make a game plan for your mental health at loveyourmindplaybook.org.
Love your mind.
Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Foundation, the Arthur M. Blank Family Foundation, and the Ad Council.
SchultzFord.com, 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 SchultzFord.com.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Cloudy and 38 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 1 o'clock. I'm Paul Alexander. News brought to you by PJ Fitzpatrick for your home's windows, siding, doors, and bath. Trust PJ.com. Police have been preparing this week for a possible downtown takeover less than a week after a brawl in Market Square. News Radio KDK's Paul Rasmussen reports.
Planning started as soon as one of the department's crime analysts spotted a flyer on social media calling for a takeover. Police Chief Jason Lando talked about it with KDKA's Marty Griffin.
Whenever we are made aware of a potentially larger scale event, we want to make sure that we bring in adequate resources to address whatever problems might occur.
The time and location of any takeover is unclear. Chief Lando said on-duty officers are being moved from other areas in the city for what he calls an adequate presence downtown tonight. Lando also said he's confident the Bureau of Police is prepared. Paul Rasmussen, News Radio KDKA.
A Beaver County man was sentenced to prison after pleading guilty to charges in a fatal DUI crash in June. Police say Israel Cooch was driving 84 miles an hour in a 25-mile-an-hour zone, ran a red light at an intersection in Beaver Falls, and hit a car, killing 2 people inside and injuring a pedestrian. The 46-year-old Aliquippa resident will serve 14 to 36 years in state prison. With fuel prices rising again, some Pennsylvania lawmakers want to hit pause on the state's gas tax. News Radio KDK's Tamira Rush has the details.
Gas prices are nearing $4 a gallon in western Pennsylvania, while diesel costs are nearly $2 higher. Lawmakers from both parties say temporarily suspending the state's fuel taxes, among the highest in the country, could ease pressure on drivers and businesses. Proposals range from a 60-day pause to a 6-month tax holiday, though the move could also impact funding used to maintain roads, bridges, and state police. Lawmakers return to session next month when the proposals could move forward. Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
Will Pennsylvania legalize adult recreational cannabis during this year's legislative session? News Radio KDK's David Barbalato spoke to a major proponent of that legislation.
Squirrel Hill Democratic State Representative Dan Frankel says recent legislation introduced by the Senate by Republican Senator Dan Laughlin, creating a cannabis control board, faces an uncertain future because the controlling GOP does not appear to be of one mind on the topic.
They're the first ones to talk about the state of the state budget, which is, they would claim, spending money out of reserves and COVID money and not dealing with, they claim, as a structural deficit. The fact of the matter is they won't deal with creating a new revenue stream.
He thinks the state could generate $750 million in new revenue each year, not to mention taxing and regulating skill games, otherwise leaving $1 billion just sitting on the table. David Ballarado, News Radio KDKA.
On Wall Street, the Dow is down 467 points, the Nasdaq down 287, the S&P 500 down 60 points. KDK Sports, the Sweet 16 continues today. St. John's and Duke, one of the key matchups, with 3 other games on tap as well. KDK Radio News time is 1:03. Right now, cloudy and 38 degrees in Pittsburgh. Your AccuWeather forecast is next.
On top of home and auto, Progressive protects your boat, RV, and motorcycle so you can explore the unknown.
Actually, we just take the RV to the same campground every year.
Well, maybe you can catch your own dinner on your boat.
Oh, we can actually get pizza delivered there from this brick oven place we love.
Will you at least try a new topping?
Honestly, probably not. We kind of have a go-to order.
Fine. Just bundle home or auto insurance with your outdoor vehicles with Progressive and stay protected when you go, I guess, where you've gone before. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
Ahoy, matey! Is that a new phone? Aye, Captain, that's my new Samsung Galaxy S25 FE. You must have paid a pretty doubloon for that. Nay, 'twas zero down from Cricket Wireless. So, you plundered it. Nay, again, 'tis a monthly payment plan with BreadPay. You're shivering me timbers. I shiver you not. Me first payment is next month. Aye, that's not a plunder. That's a steal.
Get a new Samsung Galaxy S25 FE for $0 down when you pay over time with BreadPay. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Subject to approval of credit application. BreadPay loans are made by Comenity Capital Bank and Bread Financial Company.
The Pittsburgh Speaker Series at Heinz Hall, presented by University of Pittsburgh, announces its 26-27 season. 7 events to challenge your mind, enlarge your world, and make you laugh. With Anderson Cooper, former UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson, historian Anne Applebaum, financial journalist Andrew Ross Sorkin, and the former U.S. Ambassador to China, Nicholas Burns. The series is sponsored by News Radio KDKA and the Spanos Group of Raymond James. Tickets on sale now at pittsburghspeakers.org.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred roofing replacement contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
The rest of today will be breezy and much colder than yesterday, with clouds giving way to some late-day sunshine, the high 47. Tonight will turn out mainly clear and cold, though 25. Sunshine and some clouds at times. Tomorrow, brisk and quite chilly, the high 44. For AccuWeather, I'm Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
Hi, Paul Alexander here to let you know that KDKA has planned a fabulous 5-day Arizona getaway this September, and it's filling up fast. My wife, Shelley, and I want you to join us for an unforgettable trip based in beautiful Flagstaff, a relaxed mountain town that makes the perfect home base. From there, we'll explore the incredible red rocks of Sedona, travel by rail to the breathtaking Grand Canyon, a bucket list spot that everyone needs to see at least once. And then we'll take in the stunning scenery around Lake Powell with its deep blue water and wide open views. It's the perfect mix of sightseeing, natural beauty, and plenty of time to just enjoy where we are. And September is truly the sweet spot. Comfortable weather, no summer crowds, and everything planned for you. No guessing, no stress. Just show up and enjoy Arizona. Space is limited. Seats are disappearing quickly. Visit travelwithkdk.com or call 800-383-3131. Again, travel with KDK.com or call 800-383-3131. Can't wait to see you there.
Retirement, it's almost here. Are you ready? Well, join Kurt Kanodik and Ethan Lane of Accurate Solutions Group for your retirement blueprint. Let Kurt and Ethan help you plan for your retirement dreams. Don't miss your retirement blueprint, Sundays at 10. Investment advisory services offered through ASG Investment Management, LLC.
He's live, he's local, he's Marty Griffin. 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
David Urban's one of my boys. He's an amazing guy, but he's local as hell. But his background is sick. West Point got the Bronze Star during Operation Desert Storm. He's a retired captain. He's very tight with Trump, a true insider in D.C. And when he comes on the show, I love him because he's so local, but yet he's so pragmatic about the big picture. Good afternoon, brother.
Marty, how you doing, buddy?
I'm going to set up a scenario for you.
Okay.
When you're in Iraq, and if you came up against an Iraqi, an enemy, Al-Qaeda member that was injured, right? You would help them, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, it is. It depends on the scenario,
sure.
Right, Marty? It depends. Obviously, if he's got a weapon, still, if he poses a danger, right? If the person's laying there bleeding out, right? There's so many things to take into account, Marty, right? But generally, you take care of wounded people, whether they're combatants or non-combatants.
Wow.
You kind of wrap them and send them back to the rear.
You're going to think I'm nuts, but here's why I'm asking you this, and it makes sense in Pittsburgh. It's big here. ICE agents came up against some thuggish felon illegals. Got into a massive fight. I mean, 3-4 minutes, and for a cop, 30 seconds is long.
Yeah,
Two of the ICE agents were getting their asses kicked on the street. And David, it was 15 feet from a police zone here. And 3 Pittsburgh cops, it's all on tape, watched them get their asses kicked and didn't help. A Pittsburgh city councilwoman said they're not allowed to help. Said they should have gotten their asses kicked. Said she hates ICE. David, America will never thrive with that kind of attitude, will it, sir? Can it, sir?
Marty, listen. It's not here in Pittsburgh. It's in Philadelphia. It's in so many of these cities across America where you have. I'm not quite sure, what's going on, but ICE agents are just they're like you and me. They got a job to do. Marty. They're law enforcement. They are sent there to detain someone who's not supposed to be here. Again, let's not forget, Pittsburgh. My family came from Ukraine, from Italy, from Poland, right? But guess what they did? They came the right way. They came legally, right? They came to our country legally. Our country is built on immigrants, but they're legal immigrants. And so, if you're speeding your car, you get pulled over for a speeding ticket, and you get a ticket, you don't get in a fist fight with the police officer. You pay the ticket because you broke the law. If you cross the border illegally, you are here illegally. You broke the law. You know that there's a chance that you're going to get picked up and sent back, right? And so that's what these people are doing. By the way, these cities, Pittsburgh, they can't absorb millions of undocumented illegal immigrants into the city. The city can't. I mean, hell, I saw when it snowed the other day, the UPMC had to bail the mayor out and buy him snowplows and ambulances because the city doesn't have the damn money to do it.
Right on, sir.
Right? The city of Pittsburgh doesn't have money to take care of the residents of the city of Pittsburgh. So how are they going to take care of tens of thousands, maybe there's not tens of thousands, but there could be tens of thousands of illegal immigrants stressing a system that is already taxed to its limits?
Yeah, but David, beyond that, where the hell do we get these far left whacked out? This is a city council member saying flat out, let them burn.
Marty, you have you're a member of Congress there. Summer Lee.
Oh, man.
I think it's probably in that same camp. Democratic Socialist.
Yeah.
Right? Democratic Socialist. Listen, do you remember Mike Doyle?
Of course. Love Mike.
Nice guy. The regular guy. You could work with Mike Doyle.
Worked his ass off.
Listen, Mike Doyle and I, we had differences politically, right? But Mike Doyle was a guy. He was there looking out for everybody's best interest in the city of Pittsburgh. I'm not quite sure that's the case of the current people who are in Congress.
Hey, David, they pass an ordinance where they're ordering, this is a true story, ordering Pittsburgh cops, if they see an ICE agent, to demand ID, sir. Hell with that. Seriously.
Again, right?
What the hell?
Marty, I don't know where you live, but let's say you live in Beaver County. Let's say you live in Hopewell. Let's say Hopewell Township, where I'm from, Aliquippa, right? People in Aliquippa just said, you know what? We're not going to pay our income taxes. We don't like income tax. We're not going to pay our income tax. You just can't. Different municipalities can't pass a law, and the people in Aliquippa, the council passes a law and says, no one in Aliquippa, we're not going to follow this federal law because we don't like it.
Yes.
Right? Because we don't like it. So we're going to pass a law. We're not going to. Or how about this? How about the city of Pittsburgh, or pick a Republican-controlled, I don't know, Fox Chapel. Let's say Fox Chapel says, we don't like the EPA. We're not going to enforce any environmental laws here in this district because we don't like the environment, the EPA. We think they overreach. So we're not going to enforce them. Good luck, federal. You don't get to pick and choose. The way the law works is that's the law. You want to change the law? Go to Washington, petition the government, change the law. And the First Amendment, after you, right? Freedom of the press. There's the last line is you have the freedom. You have the freedom to petition the government for redress of grievances, right? That means you go to Washington and you can petition the government. You can lobby them. You can go talk to them. You have a grievance, go petition. Go ask it to be addressed. You don't simply vote and say we're not going to follow this, right? We're not going to help the government enforce federal laws because we just don't like them.
Hey, I got to do this before you go because this is so important. So I have contact now with a bunch of TSA folks who are losing homes and cars and have thousands in debt. How the hell, and you know this so well because you're an insider, you're a pragmatic guy and you're from here. How the hell, I don't care if you're Democrat or Republican, how can they feel okay with that? That these middle-class folks making $40,000 haven't been paid. They're losing their third paycheck now. How can they be okay with that? Explain that to me.
Marty, listen, you watch me on CNN. I like the president. I like the president, but I don't worship the president, right?
No, I get it.
I am, I call balls and strikes.
You do.
Republicans, what happened in Minnesota was wrong, right? Minneapolis was wrong. And so Tom Homan, right? You got a new cabinet secretary in Mark Mullen. You got a new sheriff in Tom Homan, right?
Like him.
Tom Homan went to Capitol Hill. He gave Democrats 9/10 of what they wanted, right?
He did.
Cameras, new training, different uniforms. They're going to take the mask off, right? The one thing he didn't give was that warrantless searches because under the administrative procedures,
they do them every damn day. Come on, man.
But under which administrative procedures, which you can detain and you can go get an illegal immigrant. You don't need a court. You don't need a court or issued warrant. You can go do it under the law as it exists. But so Republicans gave Marty 90% of what Democrats asked for. However, and this is 100% true. Chuck Schumer is so terrified of the left, of those people like the people in Pittsburgh who say, F ICE, defund ICE. He's afraid of that wing of his party. He is there's been article after article about how Chuck Schumer may be toppled because he's not sufficiently left enough, and so he has held the line and not let this go through and told his members to fight it. And so this is 100%. If you've got a problem with this, this is not a Republican issue. This is Democrats not allowing the DHS to be funded, TSA agents to be paid. It's shameful. Shame on the Democrats for making this a political issue. They've got 90% what they wanted on ICE. Take a victory. Legislation is about the art of the possible.
Yeah, but the guy can't pay his bill, doesn't give a crap about Schumer or anyone. They just want paid, brother. They just don't.
They do, and it's a shame. It is a shame that these folks in Washington. And listen, I call when Republicans are at fault. I'll tell you, this is one I'll lay square. Listen, when John Fetterman is saying, "Look, my party screwed up on this," right? I mean, Senator Fetterman is a truth teller. He's not well liked amongst a lot of the party because he's telling the truth. Listen, he still votes. John Fetterman still votes with the Democrats 99% of the time. That's the amazing part, right? It's not like he's some Republican. John Fetterman votes with them 99%.
You see his polling, though, man.
He calls them out on crazy stuff.
David, you see his polling. He's screwed, man.
Well,
they
maybe
hate
not.
him
Maybe
here now, huh?
Well, of course, Democrats don't like him. They forget that he still votes with them 99% of the time.
Agree.
However, Marty, on big issues, when he's telling the truth, they don't like it. They don't like being told the truth.
I love him. Does he last though, brother? He might not. Man.
Listen, John Fetterman, I think is he and I have become friendly.
Yeah.
I got a great deal of respect for him. He and Senator Dave McCormick work together incredibly well. They're exactly why you should have a Democrat and Republican.
But David, does he last? You know this stuff. Does he last?
Well, Marty, I don't know.
Yeah, me neither.
It's going to be. Listen, Democratic primaries. You see everybody in the world kind of coming out throwing stones at the guy, right? Listen, if John Fetterman were smart, he would file as an independent. Right now, he switched parties. He wouldn't switch parties. He could say, "I'm an independent. I will caucus with the Democrats still. I will file as an independent, run as an independent in Pennsylvania." He would get elected for the next 100 years if he ran as an independent in the state of Pennsylvania.
Like Bernie.
John Fetterman is exactly what, if you're going to have somebody, if the Democrats want representation, they're going to need John Fetterman because I'll tell you what's going to happen, Marty, if they get rid of John Fetterman, they're going to have to get somebody super lefty who will lose in the primary. So as a Republican, great. You want another Republican senator? Kick out John Fetterman. You'll get another Republican senator, guarantee you.
David Urban, my man, you coming for the draft? You coming in here at all?
I'm contemplating whether I battle the 750,000 people coming to Pittsburgh. I am friendly with some of the folks in NFL. I'm hoping the city shines well, right? Proud of our hometown there.
I get it, man. I
want to get there, but it's like spring break break in
man.
Fort Lauderdale or something. There's going to be so many people coming to the city.
I'm with you,
Marty,
my
if I
man.
live there, like my brothers, everybody I know, they're going to go downtown. They're coming in, right?
It's not my
Everybody's
scene,
coming
my
in,
man.
but,
And me. My man,
Yeah.
next time you come in, let's make sure we get together, all right?
Absolutely, Marty.
My brother,
Love being
David,
on your
love
show. Best to all your listeners, KDK, greatest radio station in the history of radio.
My man, David Urban.
Listen to The Marty Griffin Show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With the Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
We know exactly what you're not thinking about right now. Wiper blades. But now that you are, take a moment to think about how Rain-X is the #1 brand of wiper blades in America. Why? Because Rain-X thinks about wiper blades all the time. We obsess, so you don't have to. Simply install our blades and then think about literally anything else. So choose Rain-X, America's #1 wiper blades, and then go back to not thinking about wiper blades. Rain-X. Outsmart the elements.
Get ready for arrival from Sweden. Performing the music of ABBA. May 14th, the Event Center at Rivers Casino. The original production. And direct from Sweden, 100% live. Get tickets now at riverscasino.com. Don't miss Arrival from Sweden, performing the music of ABBA.
Giant Eagle and Odyssey are committed to supporting Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank. Donations can be made at any Giant Eagle register through May 20th or anytime by visiting KDKAradio.com.
Everything you need, every time you listen. 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
David's the man. What's crazy about this TSA stuff, and because I've established this relationship with TSA folks, and they're texting me right now, and they listen, and that's actually a relevant point for anyone out there. What does happen? They don't know. They're confused. Because they don't, and even McCormick didn't know, and I love McCormick. He's like, I don't know when they're going to get their checks. They don't know. Right now, I just got this text. We're all confused and headed into the weekend with no clear message on whether we're getting paid or not. In fact, he said, I got a message from another TSA employee out there. They're working today. Tomorrow, it'll be 2.5 paychecks they missed. Now, think of your situation, and you missed 2.5 paychecks. Woo! And the half paycheck, this is actually interesting. The half paycheck has full month deductions taken out for insurance, etc. In other words, what he's saying is if we get a small check, most of that's going to be gone. So he says here, so there were numerous people who only received a couple $100 in it, their check. They're screwed. And they're really mad. And they don't know what the hell's going on. What do you think?
Well, I was just looking it up. So the Senate passed it. It hasn't passed the House yet. They're debating it right now.
But then Trump, this is why because he's right. So and then Trump comes in and says by executive order he'll pay them. So no one knows what that means or when that'll happen. So I'd be confused too, as you would be.
Well, yeah, I think from what I saw this morning, he held off on that executive order because the Senate was passing it.
Well, it didn't happen. No, the House hasn't passed it yet. So here we are.
Still in limbo.
And I want to talk briefly with you. This is actually fascinating. So we got into this whole area of donations. So wonderful passengers have been dropping gift cards to them. They get about, what'd you say, about 2,000 a day.
Yep, about 2,000.
And they're sending me texts. They're dispersed in a couple ways. Sometimes you just put your hand in a box and pull one out. If there's a big one, they'll buy $1,000 worth of food for people. It's kind of cool. So what we did learn, Patrick, and he knows this too, is that they can't take cash because
that's considered a bribe under the federal rules.
So it's interesting about, and this is why I love the food bank and the airport authority. They set this foundation kind of sort of to GoFundMe up, which I haven't seen before.
That was smart.
It's very smart. Because as we read through the minutia of this, because we thought, well, that's cash. So what happens is now, and how much do they raise? It's pushing like $15,000, which is cool.
Yeah, it went up fast.
Yeah. So now what will happen is all the money will go to the food bank, and they'll do one of two things: give them food and or cards to buy food with.
Exactly, and because it's not going directly to them, it's not considered a bribe.
And by the way, they're very grateful.
They're at $10,000 now.
Oh, they are 10. They're very grateful. The irony of Pittsburgh is there's been this massive freak out, quite frankly, about traffic, right? Lines. It does not exist in Pittsburgh. I saw the little reporters out there 2 mornings this week. And Patrick's wife flies early, and she knows this. And I dropped my daughter off for a really early flight to Florida for spring break, and she knows this. There's this rush, first flight out, usually.
Yep.
But even that's like 20 minutes.
Right. And with the hysteria of, oh, my gosh, you might have to wait 4 hours.
Right.
People are showing up way early. So the people who are normally there early are getting a little bit of a backup, but it still hasn't been that bad, not at our airport. Others, yeah, it's been holy hell at other airports, but not here.
What's wild, and Patrick knows this, Pittsburgh has about a 30% call-off rate, but it has not affected how long it takes you to get through TSA. It just hasn't. About 30 called off today. And they want paid, man. This irritates me. These fatheads, and by the way, 75% of them are worth $10 million plus. These Democrats and Republicans.
Both sides.
Right on, brother. They're all rich. They don't care. And look, David's my man, but he presents it as the Democrats suck. But both sides kind of had their fingers in this ridiculous scenario. It's ignorant, man.
Yeah, they could have done this.
What did you say about did you say 10 votes this morning?
It was at least 7 times Republicans blocked the one-line pay the TSA bill.
Because Trump said he would not approve of it.
Yeah, because he was trying to get that SAVE Act passed.
Right on. So, with all due respect to David, I love my man, and he's brilliant. But the fact is, everybody has grime on them. And my problem is, when you live in that bubble, you don't know what that's like to make $40,000 a year and have a $4,000 bill for your truck that you're going to lose and your house that you're going to lose and food for your kids. And the texts I get from TSA folks, they have 2-3 kids. And now they're really angry, and they should be. And what's embarrassing and shameful is that we now live in a place where we have to give gift cards so that federal employees can buy food. Are we kidding?
It's disgusting.
It's disgusting. And the truth is, they're not ashamed of it in Washington because they're so isolated from it. It's ridiculous.
There was this one time I went snorkeling in the Caribbean when I was a kid. It really just blew my mind. We saw the most beautiful corals. I remember thinking they were waving at us as they moved with the ocean. And then there were all these amazing fish. I'll never forget it. It completely changed the way I look at the ocean.
Most of us have a memory of being in nature we'll never forget. Let's protect the world's natural places so more memories can be made for generations to come. Visit worldwildlife.org.
Thinking of retiring? You need to juggle a few things. Your cash flow, insurance, Social Security, IRA rollover, and a suitcase for all those exciting trips you've dreamed about. Now you can see why so many people turn to Bill Few Associates Wealth Management. At Bill Few Associates, we look at your life, not just your investments, so when you're ready to retire, you can afford what you need and what you want. Don't try to juggle all the concerns of retirement on your own. Call Bill Few Associates Wealth Management, 412-630-6000, or visit billfew.com.
Miss Fernandez, what are those tiny things?
Those are what we call amoebas. You can only see them through a microscope.
Wow.
Today's students are tomorrow's great thinkers and innovators. But right now, there's a funding crisis in public schools. Millions of kids go to schools that don't have funding for books, computers, and so much more just because of where they live. You can help change that. Donors Choose is a nonprofit that lets you support students and teachers in your community and beyond. You choose which supplies to support. You could provide first graders with pencils and paper, or other students with their first chapter books, help a music class get a guitar.
You could even supply a classroom like mine with a science project. But what you're really giving is the moment that sparks a brighter tomorrow.
To learn more, please visit DonorsChoose.org. That's DonorsChoose.org. Choose students. Shape the future.
I'm Emma Grade, host of Aspire with Emma Grade, a podcast where I sit down with people who don't just dream big, they build big. From culture-shaping voices like Mel Robbins to leaders redefining success like Tracy Ellis-Ross to game-changing entrepreneurs like Mark Cuban, Aspire is about mindset, ambition, and doing the work that actually moves the needle. If you're ready to raise your standards and take charge about the life and career you're building, Aspire is where you start. Follow and listen to Aspire with me, Emma Grade, an Odyssey podcast available wherever you get your podcasts.
After my accident, people warned me to slow down. I said, I don't know how. Thanks to my VA care team, I haven't.
At VA, we're using technology to help veterans recover faster and live their lives to the fullest. Learn more at vacareers.va.gov/PSA.
From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Cloudy and 40 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 1:30. I'm Paul Alexander. Flyers circulating on social media are calling on teens to take part in a downtown takeover. The time and location is unclear. It comes less than a week after a brawl in Market Square that officers had to break up with pepper spray. Police Chief Jason Lando told KDKA's Marty Griffin the department will be prepared.
We're not relying on off-duty details for this. These are actually officers that are on duty that we're shifting from other areas around the city to make sure that we have an adequate presence downtown tonight.
Chief Lando said planning started as soon as the department became aware of the possible takeover. Lando said they've been having discussions all week and is confident the Bureau of Police is prepared. The police department is holding a police expo tonight as well. The department is inviting the public to come out to the police headquarters on Western Avenue to meet some of the local officers who serve their community and learn about the department's specialty units. Chief Jason Lando will be there along with his officers and detectives from specialty units such as the Mounted Unit, Bomb Squad, drone units. Hours for the police expo are from 5 until 8 p.m. A Washington County man died in a hospital days after being tased by a Donora police officer. It happened on March 17th when officers called to Donora Towers for an unrelated incident, recognized John Miller, and told him he had a warrant. Witnesses say Miller ran from the officers, was tased, and fell to the ground and never regained consciousness. Miller died 5 days later at a Pittsburgh hospital. State police are investigating his death. The Public Parking Authority of Pittsburgh says if you're parked on the Mon Wharf, you should remove your vehicle by 6 tonight. That's because of flood advisory on the Ohio River, which is expected to reach 18.7 feet by 8 tonight and 19 feet 2 inches by tomorrow morning. There's a big need, especially around Easter time, to find foster homes for rabbits. Rabbit Wranglers is a nonprofit focused on helping abused, neglected, and abandoned bunnies in need of a foster home.
They provide homes for these bunnies, but there's only about 40 foster families and like double the bunnies in need.
That's Christy Graver of Pittsburgh Magazine. She says anyone interested in fostering a bunny can call the organization and set up an orientation.
Volunteers will be given everything they need to transform their homes into bunny havens, from exercise pens and vinyl flooring to food and litter boxes. And yes, bunnies can be litter box trained.
She says rabbits are the third most popular companion animal behind dogs and cats. A New Jersey man is facing criminal charges for allegedly assaulting the Easter Bunny at a Pittsburgh mall. According to the criminal complaint, 36-year-old Barashara Krishna followed a woman dressed as the Easter Bunny on Monday at South Hills Village Mall. Police later found the suspect asleep in the AMC theater next to the mall. He was arrested and charged with indecent assault. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 505 points, the Nasdaq down 326. The S&P 500 is down 69 points. KDK Radio News Time, 1:32. Our next update at 2 o'clock. I'm Paul Alexander, the voice of Pittsburgh News Radio, KDKA.
Wintertime, freezing temperatures, busted pipes. Man, that's terrible. And when that pipe breaks, damage spreads fast. It's terrible. That's when you call Service Master Greater Pittsburgh. Yep. 24/7, 365. Residential and commercial water damage emergencies. Stopping that damage, cleaning up the mess, getting your property back to normal and fast. When winter hits hard, demand that yellow van. ServiceMaster Greater Pittsburgh. Call 412-RECOVER. That's 412-RECOVER.
When you're handling an estate or an inherited home, the decisions can feel overwhelming. At Home Buyers of Pittsburgh, we help families through this every single week. We make a quick, fair cash offer on the home, coordinate any cleanouts, help you through the process, and we'll buy it in its current condition. No pressure, no surprises. Visit homebuyersoftpittsburgh.com or call 412-500-9057 for help selling today. That's 412-500-9057 for help selling today.
Home Buyers of Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh's local trusted home buyer since 2015.
I've heard everything you tell yourself every time you felt different. And I want you to know, taking care of your mind is taking care of everyone you love. Love your mind. Find mental health resources at loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
Hockey is a passion for fans of the sport, but also for the youth who fall in love with the game. With the ever-increasing cost of participating in hockey, many families face financial challenges. The Assisted Goals Foundation was founded to remove financial barriers and to create lasting growth in the sport for current and future players of all backgrounds and communities. Help the Assisted Goals Foundation make the game of hockey available and accessible to anyone, anywhere, at any time. You too can provide an assist. Donate today at assistedgoals.org.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Breezy and much colder for the rest of today, with clouds breaking for some late-day sun, the high 47. Becoming mainly clear tonight, brisk and cold, low 25. Tomorrow, more sun than cloud, breezy and quite chilly, high 44. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
This is attorney Christine Brown-Murphy with the law firm of Zachariah Brown. If you have a loved one in a nursing home, we need to talk. Give our office a call at 724-942-6200 or visit our website at pittsburghelderlaw.com.
Mommy, can I sit in the front seat just this one time? Please, please, please.
No, not yet.
But why?
Because I love you, and you're just not ready yet. Now, get in the back so I can get you in your car seat, please.
Putting your kids in the right seat for their age and size is an act of love. Check that your kids are in the right seat at NHTSA.gov/the right seat. Love protects. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Hi, this is Larry Richard. Join us on the Big K Morning Show Monday, 5:30 until 10. Holy Week begins, and we'll fill you in on what you might have missed over the weekend.
I was at this event last night with my beautiful wife. It was magical. It was in honor of probably the greatest doctor that's ever lived and worked in Pittsburgh. And I mean this. And here's the thing. UPMC saved my life, and that's a fact. In fact, last night I saw Dr. Zamberg, who Patrick knows really well. He saved my life. And I told him that. And his wife was there, and she got all teary-eyed. He saved my life. But in that room, at this special event to honor Stanley Marks, there isn't a person there that doesn't have a Stanley story about him taking care of them, him taking care of their loved one, him calling them in the middle of the night because they needed his advice. There is a greatness to that commitment, that passion to make a difference, to chase the rabbit when everyone else just says, nah, I'm fried. And Dr. Stanley Marks has accomplished things that most men or women will never imagine. And he continues to do so as the medical director and chair of the Hillman Cancer Center. And he got this amazing award last night, the PNC Elsie Hillman Distinguished Scholar Award. Doctor, how are you today, sir?
Great, Marty. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Hey, Doc, I was, what's so amazing about you personally is that you feel, and I don't want to speak for you, but you feel like you have to take care of everybody. Is that an incredible burden for you, sir, or a blessing?
Well, it's a blessing. I mean, sometimes it gets a little hectic, but, I enjoy it. I'm passionate about it, and I'm always trying to help people. And it's hard to say no matter how many people call on me.
And this is what's crazy. Everybody knows Stanley. Oh, Stanley Marks is treating me. Does it get overwhelming, the number of people that you treat, sir?
Not really. I mean, obviously I'm very busy, but, it keeps me going. I love my work. It's my passion, and I love taking care of patients.
Dr. Stanley Marks. Hey, Doc, I was talking to the doctor who literally saved my life, and I said, how do you manage so much death? Because they do. Because with every victory, Doc, you have a defeat. How do you manage that, sir? That side of it that's so hard because you get so close to the patients and their families, Doctor?
Well, fortunately, today we're doing a lot better than we did historically. But, there are still patients who don't do well and who succumb to the disease. And even in those situations, if you can keep patients comfortable, give them some encouragement, whatever time they do have remaining, have them do things that are important to them. It's not always the treatment, it's more the quality of life and the mental state. And, all of us are going to die, but,
yes, sir.
Unfortunately, we have patients that aren't going to respond to treatment, but I still enjoy talking to those patients and their families and taking care of them and trying to help them through the process.
Doc, seriously, do you understand that without you, for all intents and purposes, there would most likely not be a Hillman Cancer Center? Without you and Elsie Hillman, do you understand that, sir, how important that's been for this town and for cancer?
Well, I appreciate that, Marty. Certainly without Elsie and Henry, there wouldn't be a Hillman Cancer Center. But, I've had a great team. I've had great partners, the staff, and, the nurses, the physicians, the administrators. I mean, everyone contributes. And I realized that, I pretty much started this back in 2000, but it's really been a great team effort. And without my teammates, partners, it would not have grown into what it is today. I'm extremely proud, but at the same time, I don't want to take all the credit for it either.
Hey, you told a hell of a story, ma'am, about sitting in Elsie Hillman's living room. What did you often do with her, which is so charming in terms of having a little drink, sir?
So, Elsie and I had a very special relationship. She was actually instrumental in recruiting me to UPMC back in 2000 when the Hillman was a hole in the ground. And we got to be very close. And we just didn't always talk about cancer. We talk about politics and life, but we enjoyed having a vodka or two in her living room, just to kibitz. And oftentimes she'd call and say, "Hey, there's a problem. You need to get over." And fortunately, I live very close to Elsie. Would say, "You need to get over here, and I want to talk to you about a disgruntled patient or a disgruntled family, and tell me how you're going to handle this, and let me know when you fix it."
Yeah.
That was her approach, but she enjoyed her vodka, and so we would oftentimes share a vodka. As I mentioned last night, one of her other favorite things to do was to grab lunch over at Ritter's Diner.
Oh, cool, man.
And of course, it's right across the street from the Hillman.
Oh, yeah.
And I'd say, "Where do you want to go to lunch?" And she never wanted to go anywhere, more high end, if you will. It was always, "Let's just meet at Ritter's." I said, "Are you sure?" And she loved going there and sitting in the back room. And so anyways, it was a special relationship, and certainly Elsie was one of a kind.
Well, what you've done
But
is
to your
magnificent.
point,
Magnificent, sir.
thank you. Thank you.
I got to get to something you said, which is so significant. What happens is, for a guy like me, I survived, but then I watched my sister die from pancreatic cancer. So we kind of caught up in this world of misery and guilt that I'm alive and she isn't. But you said something that's so poignant. The numbers don't lie, sir. There's been a tectonic shift in the survival rate of cancer patients, sir, has there not?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even compared to 10 years ago, there's been tremendous progress, and, obviously due to major breakthroughs in treatment.
You have meant, that's so important to you, isn't it, sir? Moving the ball, creating research and data with young, energetic people who give a damn, that want to save lives. That's vital to you, isn't it, sir?
Absolutely. And, cancer is not always a death sentence, as you know. Fortunately, the majority of people today are cured.
That's true.
But even those who have advanced cancer, it's turning into a chronic disease like hypertension or diabetes, where patients can live literally years with widespread cancer with many of the newer treatments and approaches.
Doc, appreciate you, man. You give new meaning to kindness and consideration and commitment. And I have never met anyone that didn't say, yeah, man, he called me all the time. Yeah, he was always checking in on me. Yeah, I called Stanley Marks. You know him? Yeah, I know him. He saved my family. You know why, man? You're a Pittsburgher at heart, and that's what we do here, isn't it, sir?
Absolutely. Born and raised.
Hell yeah.
I appreciate
Doctor,
you.
Tito's is it, right? Tito's, right?
Grey Goose.
Grey Goose.
Grey Goose.
My man. You're the best, man.
Elsie
Congratulations.
and I prefer Grey Goose.
Congratulations again, sir. Appreciate you, man.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your kind words. Appreciate it, Marty.
Probably the greatest doctor that's ever worked in this town, and that says a lot.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is the largest family law firm in the country with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. If you or someone you care about is facing a family law issue, let us set up a 1-hour Cordell Consult. The Cordell Consult is a meeting with a local attorney who will give you clear guidance about your options, whether it's a separation, a postnuptial agreement, divorce, or custody. CordellCordell.com.
Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell. Licensed in Missouri and Illinois only.
Pump up the volume. Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
Pittsburgh is on the clock. Our comprehensive draft coverage is powered by Bowser Chevrolet. It's more than just the players. It's the vibe of the city. Where to go? What to do? We have you covered. It's presented by Target Freight Management and brought to you by your local AAA travel office and by Groundworks, formerly Baker's Waterproofing. On the voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Nothing makes a gathering great like Eggland's Best Eggs. They're just so delicious with better nutrition, too. It's eggs any style, as long as they're the best. Eggland's Best.
As veterans, we've lived through ups and downs. For many of us, alcohol's been there for both. Over time, we realized that a bottle of beer isn't a bottle of beer. And 2 fingers of whiskey are more than just the liquid. What we're really consuming when we drink is time. Sometimes it's a good time. Time with new friends in a bar, old friends over cards, or just a moment to unwind at the end of a long day. Sometimes it's wasted time. Time that could be better spent focusing on things we never finished and reconnecting with those we lost touch with or pushed away. But sometimes that drink is time that gets out of hand. It's time spent apologizing. And sometimes it's time with a heavy cost. If you feel your alcohol consumption has become unmanageable, VA has treatments to help you manage. Visit va.gov/recovery.
And now for a business news update from the Pittsburgh Business Times. I'm managing editor Mike Larson. Chancellor Emeritus Mark Nordenberg will step down as chair of the Institute of Politics and director of the Dick Thornburg Forum for Law and Public Policy on June 30th, concluding his official service to the University of Pittsburgh. Nordenberg leaves these roles in the hands of Samantha Balbier and Paul Supowitz, respectively. An instrumental figure at Pitt for almost 5 decades, Nordenberg served as Dean of the School of Law, then as Chancellor, before becoming a leader at the Public Service Initiatives. Also, add a major regional nonprofit to the ongoing wave of companies headed to Nova Place on the north side. That would be the United Way of southwestern Pennsylvania, a nonprofit that's been based on Penn Avenue in the Strip District that leverages about $30 million in support to a variety of community initiatives each year. According to an announcement by JLL, the United Way has committed to an almost 11,000 square foot office on the 7th floor of Nova Tower 2 at Nova Place. And now well-established reposting of its one-time Allegheny Center into what's become a busy hub of companies of all kinds. United Way is expected to make the move from its current office at the Buncher Company's Penn Liberty Plaza late this year. For more on these stories and other local business news, log on to PittsburghBusinessTimes.com. I'm Mike Larson.
It's Marty Griffin on the voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
You've got to kind of appreciate the weird dynamic. But by the way, that guy's a badass. He's a rock star, and he's humble about it. He's cool about it. He's brilliant. We're blessed to have him, man. I don't know. He's amazing. Let's sum up what we've been talking about with downtown because it's relevant. The fascinating aspect of what's happening right now is you have rampant crime down there. The numbers suggest a 50% increase in crime downtown, which is not surprising. And we've seen it. I watched it live many times. And then the defecation on the streets. Folks sending me piles of crap from men today in Market Square. Guys crapping in Market Square today. And juxtapose that with tens of millions of dollars being spent on new buildings and bushes and, right, platforms and bands coming in and the greatest event to ever hit Pittsburgh. Juxtapose that with the teens are supposed to take over here in about 2 hours. The idiots that took over Chicago. Seriously. Juxtapose that with this teen crime wave where they were tearing out plants in about the last half hour. They were tearing out plants from the big potted plants downtown, outside the buildings, and throwing them in the street. Right now. Right friggin' now. And I had to grab one of my boys who knows more about this and has more insight than most people because he's a Pittsburgher, he's a downtowner, he's an insider, and now he's an outsider. And you've seen Pittsburgh, Mark, in its good days and bad days. And this, you're taking what you're seeing now with what's happening downtown, sir. What the hell's going on? We've lost it, haven't we?
I have, Marty. It's good to talk to you again. And I have seen it. I've seen it in multiple cities. I certainly saw it when I was in Memphis.
Yes.
I saw it for a little bit when I was in Seattle.
Yes.
And now I'm back on the East Coast, and a lot of these cities, Washington, D.C. and Baltimore, are pretty much dried up from tourism and restaurant and bars because people just don't go to downtown anymore.
Hold on. This man knows more about tourism and hotel business than anyone I've ever known. Tell them what the hell's happened to Boston. I'm sorry, to Baltimore. This is amazing. Tell them. The Inner Harbor.
Yeah, the Inner Harbor is getting a lot of attention now, and I'm not sure why it's been bad for almost 10 years, but that was a destination city for a lot of reasons, whether leisure, business, convention, and they experienced, like I mentioned to you earlier in the text, back in our day, it was called wilding.
Yes.
And so there were a couple of these, harbor takeovers, and stores were getting looted. And once that word gets out, I think people are a little more weary about traveling into the downtown area. And then the investments, they, in Pittsburgh's case, Robinson, Cranberry, Wexford, you have the same caliber of restaurants, same caliber of entertainment.
It's amazing.
And it's a lot safer and a lot less expensive to get to. So
what do we do, man?
The Inner Harbor.
What do we do?
There are people that I speak to, that know Maryland better than I do.
Yeah.
And they're saying that the Inner Harbor will never come back.
Whoa. Wow. So what do we do, man?
Well, I mean, Marty, you and we've kind of been talking about downtown Pittsburgh for quite a while.
So
I can remember 2018, 2017, when we were having conversations about, the future looks a little flat, and then COVID didn't help things. But I think some of the things that you've brought to the forefront, law and order. I'm hoping that they don't handcuff this Jason Lando guy. He was the chief of police in Frederick.
Yep.
He was very well respected in Frederick.
He was.
I hope they let him do his job, but I guess tonight is the big night. I guess we'll find out what exactly happens down there.
My brother, thanks for your insight, man. You get it. Appreciate you. He's the best. I don't know. So Patrick just sent me what is this? Where's this coming from? This is actually kind of scary.
So it looks like it's, this is police scanner traffic.
Yeah.
Reports of 40 to 50 people downtown. This is in the last 30 minutes.
Large crowd gathering.
In the streets.
Yeah. They're responding to a report of 40 to 50 people gathering in the streets. Well, my boys tell me the school lets out about 2:15, so it's a little early, but the kids could have checked out. We're going to stay on top of this and see what happens. I hope Pittsburgh PD slaps it down fast. I do. I hope they respond immediately. A couple of my boys that are working downtown today are wearing masks. I'm sorry. They're wearing vests, full body armor, and carrying guns. I don't know if we're at that point, but it certainly has created... Wow. One of my boys said, do you think the NFL is watching? Hell yeah.
Scanner Mike just responded. 1:14 p.m. They're all wearing WWE wrestling gear.
Oh, so that's a big thing is happening. Okay, so maybe this is subtle. Okay. All right. But one of my boys who's a cop who knows this town better than anyone, do you think the NFL is watching? Hell yeah. This has to cause some angst. One of my friends who works in Market Square at a really successful coffee shop sent me the most disgusting piles of human waste left there in front of the damn coffee shop today. At some point, someone has to stop this insanity. And I hope that this madness plan for 4 o'clock today is just BS. I hope. I hope the cops are ready. Because it's wearing thin on all of us. Colin's next.
We're only 27 days until the draft. Everything you need to know surrounding the